Shit. We are live. Joseph Adorno está aquí con el Elvis Rodriguez. It looked like they moved Joseph up to 140 pounds. I thought he was a lightweight. I feel like that's kind of how haphazard the matchmaking is over there. That if they have a guy at or around a certain weight, they'll just, kind of just like move him up, even if he really shouldn't be there yet. Kind of like what you saw with Ray Vargas and Oshaki Foster, that Ray Vargas had just won the WBC title at 126, and he had just moved up to 126. And then in his very next fight after that, they decided, okay, now go to 130. And I kind of feel like that's what we're looking at with Joseph Adorno, que ellos lo movieron para arriba, pero it's like, ¿para qué? ¿Para pelear con este tipo? That's crazy, yo. Jay, what it do? And, it's a lot of things going on. A lot of the Spence fans is real sensitive right now because it turns out Errol didn't get offered a role in the movie. For those that don't know, I'm about to let me just do this for y'all. It's a little bit of visual aid. First, I actually want to say special shout out to you know who for being very generous. That was not necessary. I very much appreciate it. You are way too kind. Like, I can't stress that enough. That was one of the nicest things. People are really nice. One person in particular. Wow, like that blew, like I was blown away, B. I was humbled as hell. Like, wow, that wasn't even necessary. So shout out to you. You know who you are. I ain't gonna say it because I don't want people bothering you. But yo, man, I don't even know how to thank that person, B. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'm a Capricorn. I'll figure something out. But yeah, yo. Drew, shout out to Drew. Drew says Four Kings, Davis Garcia. Like, yeah, yo, don't get it twisted. I'm gonna do a segment on that. I'm waiting. Like, I'm already, behind the scenes because I could have two movies running at the same time up here. I'm already getting the things I'm going to say together. And no, it's not going to be petty. It's not going to be childish. This is not that kind of channel. But I'm just going to make the observations that I want to make because I have a lot to say about that. That was kind of tactless and kind of classless. And it kind of speaks to something that I brought up earlier this week. But I'm going to get into that tomorrow. Rest assured. I haven't forgotten, Drew. I haven't forgotten. Che, yo, somebody was. Hold on, I got y'all right now. That a lot of the Spence fans right now, they're very angry because, as it turns out, Errol was not offered a role in the movie. They didn't want him to be in the movie because he don't really have no star power. He has no presence. You know what I mean? Like, he really, like, all them Spence fans like to say that he a A-side and he a this and he a that. But if that were true, man, they would have been knocking at your door. They would have wanted you to get involved. They didn't want you to get involved, yo, because you know why? Because you don't really rock. This is ridiculous. Elvis looks like a giant next to this guy, bro. These two, like, nah, this is wow. Yo, if you watching Rodriguez versus Adorno, bro, B. Let me tweet. Joseph looked tiny next to Elvis. What the fridge? Bruh. It is wild out here. But yeah, yo, Spence didn't get off of the role in the movie because that dude is not really important like that. Like, low key, that's what it really is. Like, all that stuff you see on Twitter, I tell y'all all the time that all that stuff you see on Twitter and all those arguments that guys like to have and all these different things that we see on social media, platforms like this one, that stuff, a lot of the time, depending on what it is, it's not real, B. Like, you would think that the dude is like Julio Iglesias based on how much these guys go crazy over him. But in realidad, Yo, that dude don't even rock like that, bruh. Ain't nothing about that dude A-side nothing, bruh. When you ever heard of an A-side for an undisputed title fight, don't offer the guy no guarantee. No guarantee. No money down. If you really a draw and you really a star, there should be a guarantee. I ain't saying you got to be up there with Canelo in terms of drawing power, but there should be a guarantee. Like, I'm pretty sure for Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a guarantee. I'm pretty sure. So how you going to turn around and tell me that for this fight that's been 5 years in the making, all the belts on the line, no guarantee? And the only rebuttal they got is, oh, Errol's not getting the guarantee. That don't make it better, you know. If he really the star that you say he is, not only should he have a guarantee, but Crawford should too. Shout out to my man, JD. Jules, can you make a playlist of retelling PBC's downfall? Because you have documented this story for 5 years. Dios bendiga. I'm rooting for Ponce. Vamos a ver lo que es, porque Ponce, él pelea bien. Ponce pelea bien. Pero para mí, Matias, that dude is destructive, bro. The only guy who I think has the same kind of destructive punching power en el 140 que Regis es Ponce, ese tipo da duro. Pues sí, I am gonna make a video like that, but I'm just letting the story unfold, porque ya muchas de las cosas que yo dije que iban a pasar, están pasando. Yo dije que poco a poco, que cuando el dinero no está ahí, la gente se van a ir, because there's not gonna be a reason to stay. There's not gonna be fight dates, there's not gonna be money, no va a haber oportunidad. Ya tuviste que Andy Ruiz se fue. Wilder está diciendo, no, yo soy agente libre. I could go anywhere. Ya tú lo estás viendo poco a poco y estos pendejos todavía están haciendo excusas. He probably wanted to get paid pay-per-view money for the video game. No la verdad, no la verdad. Esas son pura pendejada. Toda esa vaina que tú ves en social media, eso es pura pendejada. Eso tipo, bro, shut the fuck up. When you ever heard of an undisputed fight with no guarantee? If he is star... Por 5 años ellos diciendo que no, que ese tipo es una estrella, que no, que he surpassed Canelo, he's the A-side, toda esta mierda, toda esta bulla y todos estos peos, para que cuando Crawford está ahí, no le garantizan nada, no money down. Más mediocre esta gente no puede ser, más mediocre. Hopefully Matias moves to Top Rank or DAZN. We'll see. I mean, there's 2 world titles on that side of the street. There's Alberto Puello with the WBA. He's supposed to be fighting Rolly Romero very soon. Yo me imagino que el play tiene que ser haciendo una pelea, una unification match con esos dos, con the WBA champion versus the IBF champion. Si no, then what is the point? Tú tienes 2 campeones o va a tener 2 campeones right there on your side of the street. You know, if it's Top Rank, ellos lo hacen así, rapidito. It doesn't take a year and a day. It doesn't take a million years. When Top Rank has the fighters, it doesn't take them a million years to do something. So esta gente aquí, tú tienes el WBA ahí, tienes el IBF ahí, después de esta noche va otro campeón en el 140. Pues está bien, do the fight. Si no, then what is it all for? Sí, él estaba ahí ya, pero después de la tragedia con Maxim Dadashev, God bless the dead, rest in peace. Con la tragedia de Maxim Dadashev, ellos lo mandaron para afuera. It's like it's you know, I mean, it's not good, you know, I mean, there's nothing good about that situation, and you just don't want to be associated with something like that when this is what you sell. You do essentially sell violence, but within a controlled environment. And that just happens to be one of the unfortunate times that it really just went all wrong, you know what I mean? Sí, ya empezó. Ellos tienen Joseph Adorno con Elvis Rodríguez, Puerto Rico versus Santo Domingo. Ellos, they look like they're in different weight classes, bro. Elvis Rodríguez se parece como un gigante al lado de este muchacho. Joseph Adorno should not be at 140, bro. De verdad. He should not be there. They look like they're in different weight classes, bro. He's measuring with the jab. He doubles up the jab, tries for the straight to the body. Elvis Rodriguez manages the distance, covering up well, using his height, using his length to manage against Joseph Adorno, who is struggling to get mid-range to inside on Elvis. Elvis looked like a mini version of El Diablo. What a body shot. That was a nice body shot. Elvis se parece como, he's like a smaller version of este tipo, Jason Rosario, con la trenza, pero se parece como Jason Rosario, otro dominicano como yo. Yes, it's true. Dominicans come in light colors too. I'm Dominican, for those that don't know. Everybody thinks I'm something else. Ellos piensan que yo soy italiano, ruso, judío, toda clase de vaina. Yo soy dominicano, pa' que lo sepa. They always get it wrong. I've been to places they think I'm Italian. I'm not Italian. Ellos piensan que yo soy un güero. No hay güero en la familia mía. Si yo soy clarito, eso es because of my papá. He's from Chile. Okay. Pero yo no soy güero. Yo no soy europeo. I don't speak europeo. Technically, I do. Nah, Elvis is bossing it, man. He's making it real hard for Joseph to get off anything because he's so much taller and he's nimble that if Joseph comes forward, he's got longer legs than Joseph, so he has longer strides than Joseph. It's not hard for him to get outside of him and jump back inside and hit him with some shit. It's making it real hard for Joseph. Just like Alexis said, as soon as Joseph Adorno left Top Rank, they kind of just relegated him to a low-level gatekeeper now. Café Bustelo se quiere casar con una viudita de la capital. Who knows the rest of that nursery rhyme? It's not really café con leche. It's actually arroz con leche, but I don't eat rice pudding. I drink coffee, so I say café con leche. Café con leche se quiere casar con una viudita de la capital. San Serení, a la buena, buena vida, hacen así. Así los carpinteros, así me gusta a mí. This is Ring IQ en español, para que lo sepa. I don't get to speak enough Spanish where I live. Yeah. I don't live in New York anymore, so I don't get to speak enough Spanish, or as much Spanish as I used to, and I miss it. Yo estoy en el campo. I'm in the country. Yo, Jules, please upload that arrow clip. Yo, yo, somebody posted a thing, right? A video on Twitter of one of those Transformer things. You know those guys that they'll be in a Transformer suit and they'll be like posing with people. And yo, the whole thing fell apart. And somebody said, yo, this is Arrow's ring walk. And all the pieces came off the shit. It was wild, bro. Most fighters on the card are inactive. Yeah, eso es lo que ella, tú sabes. Rare L for Jules. No me gusta rice pudding así. Yo bebo más café con leche que eating rice pudding. So yo digo café con leche se quiere casar con una viudita de la capital. Old nursery rhymes. Yeah, for those that don't know, I'm Dominican. Not all Dominicans look like Elvis. A few, they're like me. Not all. Like, we come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, man. We look all different types of ways. I could be anything. I could be Russian. I could be Mediterranean. I could be Greek. I'm very hairy. I could be Greek. My hair grows fast. I could be a lot of stuff, man. I could be from Abu Dhabi. Shalaikum salam. I could be a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So everybody gets it wrong. Everybody always guesses the wrong thing. They be thinking I'm like either Italian or judío or otra cosa de Israel maybe. And then when I speak Spanish, ellos se sorprenden like, oh, where are you from? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about where I'm from. But I'll tell you guys, I'm Dominican. Bizcocho, rice pudding. No ha empezado. No, empezó ya. Empezó. Not the main event, though, pero la carteleta. It started. Y para mí, este tipo, él es muy pequeño para el 140. Ellos lo movieron ahí because they don't really have a lot to offer Elvis at this moment. Si Puello está peleando con Romero y ya se sabe que Ponce está peleando con Matías, ellos no tienen mucho para ofrecer a este muchacho. So they moved the guy from 35 up to 140. Eso es lo que es. Pero needlessly, porque él no pertenece en esa división. He looks soft in the body. He looked very small next to this guy, bro. Es un abuso. Sí, yo soy de Zimbabwe también. Yo tengo familia allá. Yeah, I'm Ak from the store. You want a chopped cheese? I'll give you 2 loose and a chopped cheese, yo. I'm Ak. Call me Ak. The real Ak. Real Ak out here. I don't know how to speak that shit. Let me put the link in the chat. Adorno, yo, Elvi lo está abusando ese muchacho. Él no pertenece en esa división. Eso es lo que es. Él no pertenece en esa división. He's too small, man. Elvis looks like a... Oh! That was a rabbit punch, though. That was in the back of the head. That was in the back of the head. Bueno, that's the best punch he's landed all night. Yeah, yo.
You gotta upload that clip, yo.
Yo, listen, you gotta go to Twitter. You gotta go to Twitter, bro. Somebody uploaded a video of one of those guys that they get in those Transformer suits and they'll break dance?
Yeah.
They showed a video of one of those guys and he tripped and the whole suit fell apart. And they was like, yo, look, wait. They was like, yo, look, this is Errol's ring walk.
Makes sense. I get it. Makes sense.
Oh shit, bro. Yeah, Joseph don't belong at this weight though. He looks like he's 2 division. He looked like a super featherweight compared to Elvis, man.
That was like a 154 pounder in there.
Yeah, he looked huge in there, bro.
There. He's the one that fucked up Blair Cobbs, right?
Oh yeah. He's the one that I was told a couple of months back at Wild Card. He's the one that had Blair foaming at the mouth, that he hit him so hard that they had to take him out in an ambulance. That's just what I was told.
Got you.
Just what I was told. Inside sources. He looked huge. He looked huge next to Joseph, though, man.
By the way, I think I know why that Adonis only had Michael B only had Canelo and Bud in the movie. He only wants undisputed champions. That's why.
Well, that's what Errol don't qualify. He don't got the clearances, bro. He don't have the clearances, bro.
Why are people upset at Bud for being in the movie? These Earl-sexuals are weird.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, it's because that dude. Listen, yo, shout out to my man Anthony. Appreciate the Cash App donation. You ain't had to do that, but you did it, and I appreciate you. It's because it's a bad look for. See, this is the thing. In reality, it's not really a big deal. But if you spent the last 5 years talking about how, Bud ain't shit, Bud ain't this, Bud ain't that, Errol is a draw. Well, you know what? I don't see no semblance of Errol being all that. I'm just being real. Like, we know he don't fight that much, right? We know you ain't even guarantee this man no money, and you supposed to be the big. What big fish? What kind of? Oh yeah, he. Damn, son.
He doesn't even fight. Like he fought last year in April.
Oh yeah, Adorno's done. I think Adorno's done, y'all.
Nah, he done, bro.
In all
that's it.
In all seriousness, though, you can't have a guy like Earl like on a movie like that because he doesn't speak very clearly. So he doesn't enunciate his words very well. And I mean that with all seriousness. Like he's not going to look very good in front of the camera because he just the way he talks and interacts.
He should be a stunt driver.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo, listen. This is the thing, and I'm gonna be real. Errol ain't got no charisma, bro. He look like somebody drunk uncle. You know what I mean? Like he don't got no presence. See, Bud got presence.
No, but Bud is pretty.
Elvis lighting his ass up.
I'm telling you, like, yo, this is abuse, bro.
It is like listening to a wet sponge talk, though. The guy really doesn't have much to him. You know, he's boring.
Oh
He
man,
did.
hey, did you guys see that absolutely cringe, horrible Floyd card today?
Oh my
No, I
god.
didn't
Oh
watch
my,
that.
Yo,
oh
No,
my
why would I?
god! No,
Why would I watch that?
Did you guys see
be
the
happy,
pic?
hey, be happy you didn't. Whoever didn't, it
There
was
was
that
there was
bad.
nobody at the fight. Like nobody.
No, it was
Because it's
empty.
stupid, bro. Like he
And they,
like
and they had these two like ghetto chicks come in and fight for like the Ratchet Championship of the world and shit. It's like nobody knew
Oh,
who they
God.
were. I mean, it was bad, dude. And
Well,
then, like,
that wasn't even a real fight to begin with. So it's like, I mean, who
see, you gotta look at a
horrible.
card, you gotta look at a card like that, and you gotta ask yourself, like whoever the event coordinator is, they just must be an idiot. Because you gotta look at the card and say, yo, being real, who wants to see this?
And then Floyd's opponent was talking about, oh well, I went all these rounds with Floyd. I'm gonna get into boxing and I'm gonna do better and blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. Don't even come near the boxing ring with anybody.
wait, did y'all hear that Chris Lovejoy quit?
Quit what?
He quit the fight. Like
What fight? He was fighting?
He was on the card. Yeah, he quit. Like during the match. Like he got hit with a body shot. Then.
But I thought he was supposed to be. Wait a minute. I thought he was supposed to be fighting Johnny Fisher.
No, he was on the
quit.
card. Apparently, yeah.
They're gonna do Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher now.
That'll sell.
Yeah, no need
That'll
to
sell.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Nonito and Rachel are in the chat, man.
Shout out to Nonito. What's goody, yo? What's goody,
Yeah.
yo? I see y'all about to beat up on Santiago. Listen, man, he's a short guy. He ain't never been knocked out. Take him good, Nonito. Knock his little ass out. It's the
Land that
first
left
time.
hook. Land that left hook from the gods.
It's the first time for everything. Put that left hook on his little ass. He ain't never been knocked out. Show him how it's done, man. Knock his little ass out.
And
Know what I mean?
jump on the live, man.
And yeah, yo. I looked at that card, right, and I just like I didn't contemplate buying it or anything because I'm like, bro, no way I'm gonna buy this joint. But whoever put it together, right? Who did they think wanted to watch that? You got
It was
two.
Zeus Network.
You should have heard the commentators, though, man. They were doing the absolute worst job, and they were describing shots that weren't there.
It's just a last gasp of a money grab. It's getting pathetic.
No, it's not. He's already in
radar.
talks. I'll pass it to you, Alex. He's already planning the next one with Jose Aldo.
I'm saying it's getting extremely pathetic. Like these cards are getting extremely pathetic.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so man, I had a couple moments at work today. I'll pull my phone out, hit the boxing tweeter. The first thing I see is Mayweather Chalmers card highlights, bro. Kept scrolling. Didn't think twice. Kept scrolling, bro.
Yo, I didn't know he was fighting
Smart
until
man.
like Tuesday. I didn't know he was fighting this
You know what I'm
week.
saying?
It's
I forgot
funny.
he fought today till I pulled it up.
was
And
horrible.
I said this a couple of months ago that the detriment of Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches is, the only fans that you have, they're boxing fans, and they were your fans when you were boxing other high-level boxers.
100%, bro.
But those fans don't want to see you in there with a YouTuber. Nah, they don't want to see you in there with I don't even know who this Chalmers person is, bro. I don't know where they found that
Never
dude,
heard
bro.
of it.
Dude,
Never heard
that
of it.
Never
card
heard of him
was
either.
so
I never heard of
bad.
him.
That card was so
that's my
bad.
sentiment. I'm like, look, man, I love watching you was active, dog. But
It
that's
rivaled
really
Triller.
interesting.
It rivaled Triller at how bad it was.
Like, no hate. It's just not interesting, bro.
That's man. That was not hating, dude. That just was a.
No,
bad
that's what I mean. We're
card.
not hating. It's just not interesting to
No,
us.
it's not.
It's nobody cares.
That's the thing that they act like it's guys that whenever you bring up Floyd, unless you're, I don't know, groveling or whatever, they interpret it as hate. When being real, listen, bro, the fans that you had were fans of boxing. They wasn't fans of just stupid whatever shit. They were fans of boxing. If it were you and another boxer of some ilk, they would probably be like, yeah, I'll pay to see that shit. But they not going to pay to see you fight a dancing bear in a tub of mayonnaise. Like, really, fam? Who
Jules,
that?
what do you think if Manny and Floyd did one of these? What do you think that would
Tub of
draw?
mayonnaise?
Quarter of a million?
Not really. Can I be honest, villain?
Yeah.
I know that on paper that's supposed to be an attractive proposition. But being honest with you, I wouldn't pay the money to see it.
Hey, how about Floyd and Manny? Some old school ancient ways kickboxer shit with the rope wraps and the glass on the knucks, dog.
But y'all to hear the breaking news though.
What happened?
Like y'all know that the bear who was on cocaine and Cocaine Bear. Like
that's old. That's years old. They got a movie now.
I mean,
right?
that bear was offered to fight, but he priced himself out. So
I think part of the reason Floyd's like these fucking ridiculous fights are failing now is that the novelty wore off because he's doing it so regularly that he's almost oversaturating the exhibition market.
If it were like I said this because there's actually some controversy associated with it, that if it were Floyd and T.I., for example, because they actually did have a beef a couple of years ago, if it were Floyd and T.I., that might do better. Or if it were Floyd and 50, I know you could sell 2 million bars with 50 if y'all decide to go in there. The thing is that 50 is not in a place where he got to do things like that for money. Floyd is. Like 50 is not in a place where, I got to do the exhibition to get a little bit of bread, he not going to waste his time on that. He doing TV shows. He getting broadcast money.
He ain't even got to make music no more.
He really don't.
Jules,
I
disagree with you on this. You know why?
Oh, fuck.
Floyd loves boxing. I think he's doing it for shits and giggles, man.
I don't think so, bro.
No, sorry.
Let me explain why.
He's been boxing since he was behind to a duck, bro.
Let me explain why. If you would have seen how it looked, because I've seen pictures of how it looked, right? It wasn't nobody there. Like, it was embarrassing. Like,
I watched it. It was trash.
It was, but I'm saying, being real, if it's like that, bro, you Floyd Mayweather, you literally a part of the biggest box office fights that the sport has ever seen. Why would you associate yourself with this kind of show and this kind of platform? It's not a good look, bro. Like, it's not, bro. It looked crazy.
His professional career is over with. He don't care at this point. He just loves the box.
My God,
I'm not going. Listen, I love Floyd, so y'all gonna have to come at me. I'm sorry. I don't think he's boxing for money. I don't think he has. I don't think he needs money.
He needs money.
He needs money,
no,
bro.
you're assuming that he needs money. You don't know that for a fact,
bro.
If he needs money, why is he doing these events?
But you do.
No, I didn't say. I never said it was a fact. You said accepted like it's a fact. I didn't say that was a fact.
I'm going to say this. It's a tell for me, and this is the tell, that these events are happening on a regular schedule, and that's the tell for me that it's coming from a need. It's not coming from a want. It's coming from a need because they're happening on a regular schedule. He is literally scheduling these things that are supposed to be for fun, just for fun, at a greater rate than active fighters are fighting. Literally, he had a busier 2022 than the whole PBC roster, bro. He was getting out there on a regular basis, and what I see is a 9 to 5 type of thing. Because it's like, this is regular. The next one they already planning it out. It's with Jose Aldo.
Well, let us not forget he did have legal troubles and stuff. So I mean, he could have, that I'm sure that depleted his money. He had to pay all those people from the that whatever it was that scam.
There were 2 lawsuits that I saw. Well, really 3. One was a Bitcoin joint. Him and Kardashian was involved in that. Another one was a real estate thing, something to do with real estate, some scam shit. And another one was a ticket scalping lawsuit that they promised to do some money and they never gave it to him. And it's like, bruh, you not between hearing that and then seeing what you doing and also how you looking, because he don't look right. He don't look right. He got them things in his hair. I don't know if that's hair from his ass. Because he didn't have hair. Like, he was cool with his baldy, bro. Like, he was money made, smooth as shit. You don't need hair. Why you got where they got that hair from, bro? Because it's only so many places.
Jules, I'm not gonna lie, dude. When he was at the Logan Paul thing, he looked like a homeless dude with a tracksuit on. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
He looked stressed, bro.
He looked good. Like,
I see stress in his face, bro.
All right, so those are valid points, strong indicators of potential towards your theory that he needs money. But how about this, right? Because I'm with the idea that there's indicators, but we don't know for sure. So I'll say this, and you said it yourself, right? You said Mayweather could fight X, Y, and Z and make bank. So why does he choose to keep fighting nobodies who aren't a threat? He knows he can't be hurt and ain't gonna make much money, but he keeps doing it anyway.
Easy paydays.
I disagree. He's fighting D-listers That's what he's doing. He's fighting D-listers.
But not popular ones. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no, but that's the point that I'm making. That if he could get those kinds of people that would sell and would make for a big event, if he could get them, he would. He tried with Logan, but that hurt his
reputation for what he can get.
Yeah, like that hurt it. That whole thing with Logan, like people undermine it, but I do believe it hurt his reputation because that dude is known, bro. That dude he has millions upon millions of people that watch him for whatever reason, and he's saying you didn't pay him. That the kid in the Middle East, the Money Kicks kid, that he comes from a lot of money.
Either.
No, they didn't do it. They canceled it.
Yep.
They canceled that shit.
Yeah, they did. And let us not forget this too. Floyd, a long time ago, basically said, "If you're working for me, Al, you're working for me." So he could also be helping Al with the PBC.
That's more feasible. That's more feasible to me that he's trying to help Al out because I mean I don't think Floyd Mayweather's broke in any capacity. We can't go by
what not broke. I mean, you go broke. You mean, but I do see a man that has money woes. I see that. I see the stress in his face. I see that.
Do you know how much money that guy is going to have on a monthly basis to keep up that style of living?
We're talking, to keep up his lavish lifestyle.
$500,000 to $1 million a month that guy has to have.
What if he's actually not really living that lifestyle to that degree and it's all showboat?
Well, one thing, hold on, let me say something real quick. So one thing, just to kind of back that up, there used to be a Twitter account that would follow like private jets, and I used to follow it. Money Mayweather was doing probably at least 2 to 3 private flights a month, and this was a jet that he owned. That's a $50,000 cost every single time you do that. If he's doing that a week, he's doing 12 to 14 flights. That's a whole lot of money. And to maintain just a private jet, that guy's probably spending $250,000 a month just for a private jet. So at least from that standpoint, he's at least from my viewpoint, he's still living that life. He's going to have to pay a large amount of taxes. The guy's got a lot of property. He's still paying on those and, the cars and all that kind of stuff. That dude's spending $1 million a month.
Well, that's another thing. He may owe a ton of taxes still too. That's a
possibility. True, but he may own Apple stock from 1999 too, and he ain't got to worry about shit.
You know damn good and well, MC Hammer.
You got to be real about that.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, man,
listen, one at a time, fellas.
Look, at the end of the day,
I'm biased. This is the thing. MC Hammer went broke, bro, and he had ridiculous money off that fucking single. Off that one single. He made ridiculous money. If he could go broke, anybody can go broke, bro.
You're right, but I think you're wrong.
MC Hammer had a guy.
I'll say this,
man. Bias, you cut that out.
Look, there's a lot of indicators that could point to support a strong argument that he's broke and needs money, but at the same time, we don't know. We don't know for sure.
Thank you for admitting that. I appreciate you admitting that.
I don't claim to know. I don't claim to know. I don't.
See, and I think Floyd actually became a billionaire, so I don't think he's broke.
Billionaires could go broke, bro. And I don't.
Everybody can go broke.
Listen. This is the other thing. When they do that, when they tally his net worth, it's a ballpark based on money that they're tracking from years ago. For all I know, that money been spent. For all I know, that money went into bad investments. I'm only going to go off of what I see. That's all I'm going to do. And I see you participating in mediocre exhibition matches that in all likelihood are not turning over a profit, but you keep doing them. You know what I mean? It's one thing to go in there with Logan Paul on Showtime. I could say, look, that's a major premium cable network, though. And that's a very well-known social media influencer. That's one thing. You doing a pay-per-view with your sparring partner is quite another. You doing this thing with this Chalmers person on the Zeus network? Bro, I asked people in the UK, have you ever heard of that shit? There's like, I don't know what that shit is. What is that shit?
That's why the crowd was so small. I saw the photo of the crowd, and it was real small.
There was nobody there.
Yeah, man, that place was empty as hell. I couldn't believe it.
You know what? Dudes,
oh, my God.
Dudes you talked about him possibly making billions. Let's say he got close to it, but at the end of the day, you look at it, dudes who make fucking generational wealth and have fucking financial security for generations, they don't talk about money, bro.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys 2 examples. So first of all, MC Hammer in the early 90s, at the height of his career, is worth $70 million. That's the equivalent today of about $200 million. That guy burned through all that money in 5 years, okay, and was broke. After that, Johnny Depp, who was worth close to $500 million, whenever he got blackballed from Hollywood, he was burning through $1 million a month. That guy's close to broke now as well. So it's very, very possible for these guys to go broke. It's very possible.
And they all wear the same type of clothes.
The other thing I see is that, you know, like you see Kanye, right? And you have an idea where he's getting a lot of money, you know, the endeavors that he has that keep him a very rich man. Even with everything that's going on, Adidas came crawling back. They did. They like, man, you got to help us sell this Ye shit, man. They lost money not dealing with him. You see what I mean?
They said they're going to lose close to $1 billion. $1 billion when they parted ways with him.
Exactly. So with him, you don't really have to play a guessing game what endeavors he's involved in that keep him afloat. He's a very rich man. He's very entrepreneuring. So you can see that. But with Floyd, and I say it all the time, you didn't graduate from the hustle that you started out with. 50 did, Jay did, Yeezy did, a lot of guys did, but you did not. You still kind of trying to do the same thing. It's just that you too old to do it and you don't want to have to do that. So you trying to find easy ways to do that. You going in there with a guy supposed to be from a show, the UK equivalent of Jersey Shore is called Geordie Shore. That's where they found that dude with them ugly ass tattoos at. And that dude is a D-lister, bro. Like, why is someone of your stature dealing with this?
Gel Blaster Surge.
Yeah, like Love Windows. What the hell was that? Love Windows? Bro, why you ain't out here selling condoms? At least us out here selling dick pills. To sell the Money Mayweather joints. Like, yeah, you gonna duck them kids. Ain't no, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing getting in. Ain't nobody getting pregnant. Not on my, and the whole thing could be like you Philly Shelly and sperm cells. Like, not today. Not today. Blocking them shits because they not gonna make it to the egg.
Shoulder rolling.
Yeah, you gonna shoulder roll the sperm cells. Like, nah. With Mayweather, you ain't gotta worry. Mayweather, you know what I mean?
Redefining the phrase "Slick Rick" as we speak.
And you know, a lot of times people call you a hater if you talk on this. I don't have any agenda. I think a lot of people, I don't give a shit if the guy's worth a lot of money or some money, but I just look at indicators and it's not looking good. When there's smoke, there's fire. That's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, everything today is, unless you're groveling or acting like the person is a deity of some kind, it's interpreted as hate. When all I see is, look, this guy's doing a lot of these exhibitions, so much so that it is at an alarming rate. And they're not the kind of events that you would, they don't look like what they should, given your stature. That, yo, you supposed to be a billionaire, right? Nobody would look at that show and guess, yo, you know it's a billionaire in the ring?
Yes,
if he's
but hold up, but the thing is, the point that was made earlier. If he was so strapped for cash, there's plenty of people that with much more notoriety. It's just as safe of a fight for him to make much more money to do so.
You mean people with better things to do? Because that's what I see. People with better things to do. Because what I see is, yo, you don't got nothing better to do, Floyd. You don't. But if you try to do this with T.I., man, T.I. is chilling. If you try to do this with 50 getting TV money, bro, he is writing up TV shows. He's good.
Is there a possibility that these exhibitions are just write-offs?
Stop it.
I mean, you said another, Jules. You said another one was announced, right? He's doing another one.
Yeah, they said it last week on Boxing Scene. He's already working on the next one. It's supposed to be with Jose Aldo.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, now who wants to come on? See, it's like, come on now.
Who want to see that?
Like,
the way you have to look at this with celebrities, this is the way it works. Okay. So when celebrities are past their prime, they're going to start doing infomercials. They start doing con conventions. They start taking little bit parts because those guys don't want to go get a real job. I'm talking about, you know, if you were famous back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and you don't have the ability to draw a consistent paycheck anymore, those guys will do just about anything to keep some semblance of a lifestyle. This is exactly the same premise of what a guy who's supposed to be worth $500 million or $1 billion. You don't go out and you don't go to on some unnamed a promotional company and fight a guy that they pull out of the stands in front of 57 people unless there's using issues. That's all I'm trying to say.
I agree with Villain that
where do you get that number from?
If you told me if it let's say it's Floyd and Chalmers, but it's on the History Channel, or it's on the cooking. Wait. Let me do this. If it's Floyd and that guy on the Cooking Network, that's still a major network. So I'm gonna say, look, that's still a major network. So that means they got major money, major funding, major paycheck, bro. Who I don't even know, like the one with Don Moore, bro. Who was behind that? Who paid for that?
That shit on PBS History.
More importantly, who bought it? I know I didn't.
Well, think about it this way: the Saudis, that was done in some place over the Middle East, correct? Those guys have gold-plated cars, so they don't mind like saying, "Okay, we're gonna bring you in, Floyd. We're gonna give you $10 million, $8 million bucks." They'll burn that money. They don't give a shit. So he might do something like that just because he's trying to get there's those guys, like for us, $10 million for a lot of people is a lot. $10 million ain't shit for some of those guys. So I understand why he did that show. That show makes perfect sense for him. He probably got a big payday for that.
No, let me say this, Villain. This is the point that I will raise. You are not any marquee fighter. You are the marquee fighter. You're not a guy that had a little bit of success on pay-per-view. You are quite literally the most successful box office draw in all of boxing. So the question I ask myself is, why are you getting out of bed for this kind of money? You're Floyd, bro.
Because you have to. You don't have a choice.
This is one of the other thing. If Floyd even had close to the wealth that he used to, why fight anymore? Why?
The other thing, guys, look, for what I remember, every time a celebrity or a retired boxer or fighter does this kind of event, most of the time it's charity. If a guy is doing that event just for profit, yeah, we can say it's.
Damn, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But do you know how many guys?
When Oscar fought Shaq, that wasn't so I could put it in my pocket. You remember Oscar De La Hoya had a thing with Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't Manny's exhibition with the Fu Manchu guy. The one he just had. That was for charity. That was
building homes. He's building homes.
If you go back and look at a lot of the greats,
Roy Jones did too.
I'm talking about like Joe Louis. If you read through their Wikipedias, always at the end, died with very little, no money. Somebody had to pay for their funeral. It's not uncommon, these guys that lived on top, even back then. Smoking Joe Frazier. A lot of those guys didn't have shit. They didn't have money.
Also, too, remember Floyd didn't made investments, and not all of those investments went well. You, Jules, you were telling me about one the other day or the other night on one of the talks about how an investment he made and it started the NASCAR. It didn't. You said it didn't go well.
Didn't pan out.
Yeah, he lost money off that. So I mean, he may have made some investments and obviously lost a good deal of money. So that could be contributing too. I mean, it's speculation, but it's a possible factor.
But never forget.
Matthew Macklin said, a little known podcast that Matthew Macklin was on, and this was in reference to Maymac. He said they thought they were going to do with Maymac at the gate what they did with Maypac, and somewhere the flip went wrong. Fast forward, he was still doing the ticket thing because that's what one of the latest lawsuits was about. It was like some ticket scalping shit that, look, this, we'll give you that. And then, once we flip it, if you invest this, we'll give you that once we flip it. And they didn't pay the fucking guy, bro. I think they said they got $5 million from him, right? And they gave him $100,000. I was like, this gotta be made up. You telling me you gave these motherfuckers $5 million, and when you came back to get your bread, they gave you $100,000.
That's a horrible ROI.
Come on, B. So
what about Roy Jones? Is he's on the fight again?
Well, maybe he's strapped for cash, bro.
But
that should be happening. That should be happening.
Oh, a lot of fighters end up poor, man.
You gotta understand, man. It's the amount of money you're living lifestyle. It don't matter how much money you make; it's how much money you're spending.
Yeah,
that's true.
The other thing is, look, he had a garage. He has a garage, and maybe it's just the Capricorn in me. But I saw the garage that he had with all the cars that was in it, and all I kept thinking was liability, 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 liability. that shit is not bringing no value to your life. Maybe intrinsic value, aesthetic value, but having that many cars is a frivolity. You nobody gonna convince me that he is making here today what he was making as a fighter. No, you not. You not, because you not the draw you were. Your name don't hold the weight that it used to hold. It don't, you know what I mean? Now, if it was you and a boxer, like if you said, yo, I'm gonna come out of retirement and I'm gonna fight Crawford, yeah, you could sell that. You could sell that. But you versus a dude with some ugly ass tattoos, nah, that ain't nobody about it.
Jules, you made the car comparison because it's like he said he don't even drive all them cars, and I'm like, why do you have them then?
For dumb shit. Dumb shit. Yeah. Fuck you gonna spend all that money on all them cars, bro? You could have built up, man. Like, he has more money. If it's the way it is, if it's, you know, the way that we all thought it was, or the way we all think it is, well, you literally have so much money to start up a business. You ain't like Joe Blow that has to go to the bank and take out a loan. You have the startup money. Now, if you're smart, you still go to the bank though. Use their money. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But still,
since you mentioned, I mean, like, talking about Floyd,
use their money. But
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So we're talking about Floyd. I know something else he's doing. He's actually he has a battle rap league that's starting, and he's behind.
Oh, good for him.
I know about that too because I know a couple of people that's involved in it.
Is he gonna rap?
No. They're funny.
Like, can I say this thing? Let me say this thing.
I used to battle rap.
I was pretty good too, bro, but I wouldn't do it now because I don't want to be. Everybody gonna think I'm Caucasian and I'm not, so I ain't even gonna spit. Everybody's gonna think I'm Yellow Wolf or something.
Go, like, white boy, go, white boy, go.
But they are, though. You know they are, Billy. They gonna think I'm Cornwall or some shit, or they gonna think I'm some guy from Long Island trying to rap. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking Latino, bro. Ain't no Europeans around here.
Wow. Yeah, like in battle rap, I know most of the guys that's involved because I used to be the head promoter for the biggest league in Connecticut. That league is still running to this day. It's doing all right. I actually promoted the brand to get to 40,000 subscribers and about 6 million views on YouTube.
Hey, I'm biased. What's your bias?
Do you get the sense that for someone of Floyd Mayweather's stature, perhaps the endeavor should be something a little bit more ambitious? When I look at my Capricorn brother, George Foreman, what he did with them grills alone is like, bro, that's what it's supposed to look like, bro.
Yep.
That's what it's supposed to look like. It ain't supposed to be all this extra shit. I don't have to see George every 10 minutes because of the motherfucking grill. Them shits are still moving like hotcakes, like they just came out.
Do you know that he made more money off that girl than he ever did boxing? He's made
$400 million.
Yep.
Absolutely. Didn't he make like $180 million in his first 10 years with that?
Yeah, he's made over $400 million off of that, just off that girl.
Whereas when I see what's going on, and really it's the exhibitions and the decorum themselves and just how they look and how it feels. They're like, yo, dog, if this dude is a billionaire, why is he with this rickety ass shit? This Zeus network? Who's Zeus? What's Zeus network?
Well, the other
where y'all found this dude?
The other question you have to ask too is that if these were going well and people wanted to work with them, then he would just be on one network. He would even, like when he signed with the DAZN, he would have somebody doing those over and over and over. He's having to jump around from network to network to network, and they're getting smaller and they're getting more unimportant as it goes.
That's true too.
Let me read the super chats and then we'll get into some other shit. Jack said, remember Floyd was on crypto scamming too. He needs dough. Yeah, I heard about that.
To me, it just reeks of desperation. It does. Like,
look, man, what would you do if you're in a position in your life where you can't make ends meet or you're having money troubles? You're going to go get a second job. You're going to do something. And I'm not saying any of this to like shit on the guy because I have no dog in the fight. But all I'm saying is you just have to look at how people are moving. I mean, in everyday life, and when people start moving, my sister picked up a second job. She's like, "Yo, we got in some debt over a business deal, so I got to pick up a second job." But they from the outside standpoint, they look like they're living large, but they're not. So it's not always what it seems.
And the other thing, look, before I leave this shit, motherfuckers ain't saying that shit to be foul. If I look at what he's doing and I had to guess what's going on, that's what I guess because of the frequency of events. you like, yo, it's one after the other, one after the other one. It's like, yo, dog, like you don't want, like, what is it with these shits? People ain't buying them neither, you know. Nobody bought that Don Moore shit. Nobody in America cared about the Japanese guy that he just fought. Whoever that was, nobody cared about that shit.
Jules, I didn't even know he fought a dude named Don Moore. That's how real this is. I never even knew that. Who the fuck is Don Moore? I never knew this happened.
Yo, bro, it's an old sparring partner.
Bro, when did this happen, bro? Hold
this
up.
This was last year.
Nah, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm dead. Yo, listen, the only reason I knew about it was because there actually was a fight that I was interested in on the card. It was Persoon versus whatchamacallit. She, you know, it was a good fight. But the shit, it's like, it's not in keeping with what you expect to see from a supposed billionaire. Like, nah, you're not going to be, if you the billionaire, why are you also the dancing bear? You like a dancing bear, bro. It's
but
like
don't we all have our vices and our things that we love to do and then sometimes get love? Because you got to remember, he does love boxing.
But he
started boxing at 3 years old. It's
alcohol is a vice.
So why wouldn't he just box and get an easy check?
Alcohol is a vice. An exhibition fight is not a vice, bro.
That's not nothing about that shit. Look fun. Like when I seen him in there, with Logan, and I know that was supposed to be an event of some scale because Logan is a person of stature. Showtime is a premium cable network, but looking at it, the whole thing was haphazard. It was raining outside.
Oh Logan didn't get paid.
They was having technical difficulties.
Logan Paul said he never got paid. Yeah.
Bro, I mean, during Jared Hurts, they doing like Adrian Broner all over the canvas. Like, I mean, seriously.
Hands said Floyd could wipe out his debt completely if he comes back and sells his O to Errol. Probably, bro. I'm just saying that if I had to put my finger on it before I leave it alone, I think that the guy's going through money trouble because the other thing about it is, I think it was Alex who just said it. Billionaire guys don't be talking about money and flashing money. He do. He's still doing that. And he damn near 50 still doing that. I seen an IG with him, the dude, and we was laughing about this the other day. I ain't trying to be fucked up. But it's just, bro, who carry cash? I don't carry cash, bro. Like I don't carry cash.
Neither do I. Credit cards.
Yeah, I'm like, you got your debit and your credit and your Cash App and your PayPal and all, but who carries cash? Floyd carries cash. Why?
I mean, it's like, y'all remember that show?
He has a roll of quarters in his Maybach.
like Chinese food, man.
Y'all remember that show, Ridiculous? Y'all ever heard of that show? Ridiculous.
Yeah, I still watch them episodes.
Chinese food.
No, I mean, like Floyd was a guest on that show with Miss Jackson or whatever her name was, and he brought like a briefcase full of cash over there. I'm like, why are you carrying this around? Like,
I think it's an image that, like, my honest opinion, it's an image thing, bro. Like, that's not like, bro, because why would you be carrying cash? Like, it don't make sense for you to even carry cash for what?
Like do you want to get robbed? Seriously, is that what you want?
Get robbed? Like, Tonya says, did Floyd win? It's 3 a.m. here in London. I just woke up asking for a friend. Nah, yo, he lost.
Who gives a shit?
50-1, bro. He lost.
No, it was a draw.
We don't know because we don't care.
Jimmy Lennon got a nice ass.
I don't know because I didn't watch it. I didn't look at the highlights.
I don't know.
Ayo says, what's good, Ring? And shout out to the panel. Fantasy fight. Who do you guys think would have won between Edwin Valero or Manny Pacquiao?
Ooh. Edwin Valero, he was undefeated, right? He never lost, right?
He got undefeated.
Come on now.
You know what? He might have not.
What weight would that have been? What weight would that have been?
Yeah, what weight we talking? What weight was Edwin Valero? Was he a super featherweight or what was he?
Valero was like 120.
20, okay.
119.
Yeah, I think Edwin would have got him at those weights.
Yeah.
I think Edwin would have got him at those weights.
They just announced here. They just said James hasn't fought since 2021. Why is it every single time I see somebody on the PBC roster, they had to go get a job at like chicken and Rascal, like in between like a fight?
Listen, bro, the last time he fought was when Butaev beat the shit out of him.
Butaev, he fucked him up.
You remember that? That's the last time he fought.
Well, but you would think he would get his ass back in the ring and do something. He literally had to go get a assistant manager's job at Burger King. Right.
That was Boots. Because I was getting my wires crossed. Because I remember Mean Machine just fought somebody, but that was Mikhail Fox. That wasn't Jamal James. Yeah, the last time Jamal fought was the Butaev fight.
But like Villain, fair point too. I caught an article on Boxing Scene to explain that. I think he kept having bouts with COVID. That's what kept him out. Jamal James. So
it had nothing to
says,
do with being on PBC's roster, right? Nothing to do with that, correct?
no, I think so. Not that.
bro, I mean, look, it's just we could look. Being real with you, he could have said that, but I don't really believe that shit.
Like with back issues, that when you're in the club like a month later or 2 weeks later, I mean things like that.
I'm just being honest. I don't really believe that shit because, all right, I guess it must be some. I guess it must have went around the whole office then, because a lot of must have went around the whole. Because a lot of them guys don't be fighting, bro. Like, how everybody got something wrong with them? Everybody.
Damn, he tall as hell. Shit.
Yeah, he like 6'1" for that division. Will Boxing says Canelo is a great investor. He has gas stations in Mexico, among other things. Yeah, among other things.
Canelo ain't going broke, bro. I don't think he going.
And his wife got her own line of beauty products.
Remember Thomas Delorme? He was driving Uber.
Yeah.
What was he really?
Yeah.
He was.
That's serious.
Oh shit.
That's real shit. Undefeated says, remember Joe Louis being a casino greeter? This is how Floyd, and it's not, listen, I don't say none of that shit, but I'm not disagreeing with Undefeated. I'm not saying that shit to be fucked up. I'm just being real. When I see it, I see struggle, bro. Like, that's what I see. Like, nah, you ain't gonna be doing these suck ass, bozo ass events if you really live in lavish. Like, nah, B, you try to keep up appearances or whatever, but you ain't gonna be with no suck ass Zeus network, bro. How sad is it that Floyd was fighting today, and you know, it's people that didn't know.
I didn't know until I got on Twitter earlier.
He was like, yo, I didn't know Floyd was fighting today.
I mean, just because like earlier when you said like how people were disappointed with the card with Logan Paul, right? That's facts because like my coworker told me, she said she saw it and it's like I was disappointed. I'm like, I don't know why the flight was never real. And you paid for that?
That PS5 headed to the pawn shop soon.
I tell you, yo. Now it's come out that Conor Ben is gonna sue the BBBOC, and I want to say this. Nobody say nothing. I actually believe he's gonna win. Two reasons primarily. Two reasons. They don't have a strong enough case against him, in spite of what the people on Twitter think they know. They don't have a strong enough case against him. That's one. And two, the BBBOC doesn't have the money for a long, drug-out court battle. They don't. So the way I see it, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, that I think somebody's trying to stick it to really stick it to Eddie Hearn by sticking it to Conor Ben. And the reason I think that is the BBBOC is putting themselves in a very compromising position for no reason. One, you don't adhere to VADA. You adhere to UCAD. He passed all his UCAD tests. There were no adverse findings. So why are you hanging on to this? Likely because somebody wants you to. Somebody in the UK. It could be Frank Warren. My gut tells me it's probably Frank Warren. If anybody wants to see Eddie run out or one of Eddie's guys run out of the UK, who primarily operates out of the UK? Frank Warren. Because it doesn't make sense. By you hanging on to this thing with Conor, you know that he might win. Do you know what this is going to cost you? Because you don't have a case against him. The only people that found anything in his system are VADA and the WBC. And if they're saying, yo, look, it could have been eggs, as stupid as that sounds, well, there goes your case. All you had to go off of was their tests, which you're not supposed to adhere to anyway. But that's all you had to go off of. So when they tell you, why are you depriving this man of a boxing license? What are you going to tell them? Oh, well, because of his VADA test. And do you adhere to VADA? Do you work in tandem with VADA? No. So then what's the problem?
Okay. Next question. Argument over.
It's simple. And I think the end game for Ben, there's a dollar amount attached to it. It's about $3.5 million, right? There's a dollar amount attached to it. But I don't think Ben is doing that for the money. He's doing it for the license. He wants to be able to box in the United Kingdom, and they're trying to stop him. That's what I see, that like he can box in the UAE, and he can box in Mexico, and he can box in America, that if it's just about fighting, they can still keep him busy and get him fights, but it won't have the same marquee value that it has in the United Kingdom. That's where he has a following. And he's trying to get back there, and they're trying to sandbag him like, well, until you prove to us. Prove to you what, bro? You adhere to UCAD. I didn't fail nothing with UCAD. So what is your problem?
Right.
This could end up costing, like the whole shit is, I'm not telling you that I believe his egg story. I don't believe nothing nobody says. The shit is, why you acting so extra? You being mad extra.
And y'all, to top it off, y'all took the results from Vada, who was not even involved. You know what I mean? What the hell?
Do you think if they give him his license back, he'll drop the suit?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie though. Like I did some digging, and apparently, it is very plausible that the egg story is actually kind of true.
Look, I'll tell you the truth.
Because they do give clomiphene to chickens, and I think WADA even did a study about it way back in 2008.
Bro, I'll tell you the truth. What the clomiphene is said to do, the benefit of using clomiphene, it is too in keeping. It aligns too well with what a boxer would need. You want to burn fat and retain muscle. So you can make weight. It's too lines up too well. So do I believe him? No. The saving grace is I keep that energy for everybody. I don't believe anything anybody says. I don't believe Jarrell Miller really bought dick pills. I don't believe Tyson Fury ate a boar. I don't believe Luis Ortiz ate a horse. John Pascal didn't even explain where all that shit came from. Not that you can explain, well, I accidentally took EPO. How? How accidentally?
That takes talent.
Because I got a quick question. Do you know much? Do you know much about this opponent, this Palmetta guy?
I don't know this guy, man.
Okay, it looked like he had a tattoo of an Olympic ring, so I thought maybe he was in the Olympics before. So I thought if anyone had any clue about the guy,
he's from Argentina. I know that.
I was like, this dude got Olympic rings on his left shoulder. How I never heard of this cat.
I don't know that guy, man. That's an ugly freaking tattoo.
He's probably a tough opponent then, because
he's Argentinian. I know that. So.
But yeah, like I do think that what this is going to result in, they're not going to pay him money. He's basically just trying to strong arm his license from them. That's what it really is. He doesn't need $3 million from them. Like, give me a break. He's just trying to get his license from them, because if he doesn't sort this, he can't fight in the UK. And he wants to fight in the UK because that's where his base is. That's where his fans are. But they're just being stupid. And I really do get the sense that somebody wants them to keep him under pressure. Somebody wants them to do that, because the other thing is that doesn't get said, right? Eddie Hearn is being lambasted because they sat on the information that Eddie knew he failed the test, and so did Connor. But you know who else knew? UCAD, the BBBOC knew, and they sat on that news. They didn't do anything, and they waited until the last possible minute to say anything about it. And it's only because the story got leaked. So before you wonder, well, why did Eddie Hearn already told you why he sat on it, because they were waiting for adjudication from who? The BBBOC. They were the ones dragging their feet. They can't do anything until they decide what they want to do. And at the last possible minute, that's when they said, oh, well, you can't do this shit, yo. You bunch of bullshit. It's something funny going on over there, B. Something funny going on over there. I don't know specifically what it is, but the gist of it that I get is somebody don't want Conor Ben to come back to the UK. They don't want him over there.
Because like we said before, Jules, like everybody in boxing, just like all the other sports, everybody's on some form of PEDs, bro. It's a matter of who gets caught. Because think about this. Why in the fuck would any entity or organization or body dedicate so much time, money, and resources into employment and all these people and all these jobs and all these things to do all this testing if it wasn't a fucking problem?
Exactly.
Look, if sports just had, you know what, few and far between here and there, we got a couple cheaters. The no vale la pena, you know what I mean? Like the resources, time, and money ain't worth it to find these few people. But when you have corporations that are worth billions of dollars just to find people cheating in sports, it's a problem.
You know what I've always suspected? The clean boxing program is not about keeping the sport clean. It's a leverage tactic to siphon more money from promotional outfits. Professional blackmail.
Speech out of me right there. Yes, exactly.
Professional blackmail. Because you think the WBC don't know shit or that nobody knows shit. Everybody knows shit. What I think is going on is that you got to pay them not to say nothing. That's what I think the shit is.
I wonder how much they made off of Canelo, because man, they brushed Canelo shit under the rug real quick.
Well, it wasn't really under the rug. I'm surprised that shit even saw the light of day. I'm surprised it got out. To be real with,
weren't they protesting his innocence before anything was proven?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that was different or interesting about Canelo's. was, if you notice, they actually made a formal statement from the lab that conducted the test. That's rare. You don't see that.
No, you
There was a
don't.
statement from the lab saying this is consistent with contaminated meat. And he still got suspended.
And look, we could say this retroactively suspended, which really wasn't even nothing because it's 6 months between fights. So if you retroactively suspend him for 6 months, well, that's the amount of time he would have spent between fights anyway. So you didn't do shit.
Exactly.
But what's interesting about that is, look, there's two sides to it. It is true that there's a tainted beef problem in Mexico. That is true. But also the hair follicle testing that supposedly exonerated Canelo, yeah, that's bullshit. All right. Dr. Eichner himself told them that, yes, in theory that works, but Canelo has light colored hair and this test doesn't work well with light colored hair. There's actually a reason they don't do hair follicle testing more often, and it's because it's unreliable. But this supposedly exonerated Canelo. And I maintain that, no, I think Canelo was guilty. It makes sense he would want to use clenbuterol because he fluctuates in weight a lot. So I think he was guilty. Just as guilty as Fury.
Clenbuterol is what opens up your lungs and helps you with your fucking breathing while training.
Exactly.
So, and this is my theory. I think all these fighters know what's up. Their trainers know what's up, and everyone's doing their best to cycle on and off something like in between fights, not when they're in camp, when they know these tests are they're going to get hit.
Exactly.
You know, or right before, but when they think they're good, in between these fights and they're doing their normal training, they're cycling on and off little shits here and there. Maybe
that's all of them. That's everybody, bro.
Well, they got it down to a science. Why do you think Canelo's levels were consistent with contaminated meat? He had professionals who knew what they were doing. And in between his fights, in between training camps, like, here, take this. This will help you with your you won't get gas as much. You'll get better training. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's time for fight camp, all right, let's get clean. Boom, boom, boom.
It's common sense, bro. Like, you would have to be at this point, and it's not just the low-level guys like a Ryan Martin or a Zolani Tete. You have high-profile fighters that it comes out. Tyson Fury, Canelo Alvarez, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, if those guys is on were on something or are on something, you can pretty much guarantee that, yeah, probably everybody's on something.
Because you got to keep up. You got to keep up with the competition. And if you go back, bro, and you look at, let's say, the 80s and the 90s and all that shit, and you don't see all these storylines, you could try and do research all you want. You don't even see all these storylines about all these people popping hot. You know why? Nobody gave a fuck back then.
Exactly. It's like bodybuilding back in the day, that, you know, in the days of Arnold Schwarzenegger and all of that, and Lou Ferrigno. Man, all of them they didn't have to hide that they were on pads because nobody cared, bro. Like,
fuck. Yeah. Drinking and driving, bro. I grew up in the 80s, man. My parents drove drunk on my ass in the car all the time, no seatbelts. Nobody gave a damn, bro.
Like the great Nate Diaz said, everybody's on steroids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's childish to think otherwise, to be real with you.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think the NFL players and the NBA players on? They have memo shakes too. Every athlete
they think these motherfuckers is on Centrum.
Jose Canseco said it, man. Jose Canseco said it. It'd be a lot easier to ask who's not using, bro. That's a shorter conversation.
They're on the Flintstone vitamins.
My fault, y'all. We gonna talk boxing, no Nito. We gonna talk boxing, Rachel. We are. We gonna leave the pet shit alone. But as far as Subriel Matias and Ponce, I do have Subriel Matias winning the fight. Ponce, he's a tough Argentinian slugger, but I don't think he's the puncher that Matias is. Furthermore, he's not going to offset Subriel's power. He's going to play into it because he's a puncher too. He wants to punch. So in that battle, I favor Matias. Puerto Rico going to seize the day. They're going to have a new champion.
I have to go with the Argentinian. I got to stick to my brand and picking against Puerto Rican fighters. Except Xander. You guys know I like Xander.
Oh shit!
I like Xander, but I got to stay on brand.
I heard they're gonna make Danny Jacobs versus Edgar Berlanga. I heard they're gonna make Danny Jacobs.
I'm picking Ponce, and Matias is gonna take the Kodo knee.
I told you Jacobs would fucking get the Edgar fight.
It's only right, bro. In New York, it's only right. It's only right. But the thing is, that being said, if they make that fight, even today's Danny Jacobs, don't you think he's a little bit too seasoned for Edgar?
I do.
I don't.
You think Edgar can get him?
Yeah, I think he's gonna beat him, bro. Go look at what Fareed Samad, who trained Alicia Baumgartner for that fight. Look at what he said, what it was like working with Danny Jacobs when he had him for the Canelo fight. The dude don't give a shit about boxing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I heard he got some. Look, I heard he got some new booty. Some like his new girlfriend, whoever it is, very important woman. She's got money and all these different things.
Vitalize, my man.
Some shit like that. And he's got money. He made very good money. He doesn't look like a dummy either. He looks like he used the money to make more money. So I see that on Danny, that he's a very smart, enterprising man. So for all we know, he doesn't really need boxing like that. I heard that they were going to actually put him in there with Joe Smith Jr., but they scrapped that idea. But Good. It's like I don't get the sense that Danny is strapped for cash. I don't. Maybe that's just me, because we don't see him, which is what gives me that impression that if he was strapped for cash, we would have seen him versus Munguia or somebody, right?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, Jules. Eddie listens to the show. What if he's trying to get Berlanga ready for Pacheco?
Pacheco?
No,
no. I said that. Yeah, I said that already. Like. If it's me, if I'm Eddie, I'm going to sign Edgar and I'm going to fatten him up and build him up to feed him to Pacheco, because he has a future. He has a ceiling. Edgar, God bless him, I just don't see it, bro.
Edgar don't have no ceiling because everybody knows the hardcores agree on certain fighters that we can't stand. He's fucking one of them. He'll never get the support. He thinks he's this star, bro. Like, come on, bro. They were giving, bro, that last fight on Top Rank, they were giving away tickets. They were giving them away. It wasn't a sellout. They had to give them away. Half of them were corporate sponsored giveaways.
And the other thing is, the fight before that, he sold a little over 5,000 tickets. The fight after that, it went down because, the performance was bad. Those two performances, it was the Steve Rolls fight, which was very boring. And the next one was the Romer Angulo fight. He sold a little under 4,000 with that fight because people got hip. Like, yo, this dude is not what they say.
Did you see what he said in his DAZN interview? He said that he's with a new trainer again, his old amateur trainer. Like, this dude is a mess, man.
So he not with the Puerto Rican guy no more.
Nah, he was only with him for one fight, and then I think he went back to Andre Rozier. Yep, he was with Mickey Bay for like 2 months, and then now he's back to his old amateur trainer.
Well, look, if he needs anything, I'm gonna be real, because I don't like being negative for the sake of being negative. The main thing that he needs is a better jab. I do think he has power to some degree, I do. But what I see he's missing is a jab. This is a guy who really doesn't like getting hit, and you could kind of tell because when he does get hit, he freezes. He doesn't roll it. He doesn't ride it. He doesn't slip it. He just freezes. So what he really needs, if he's going to work on anything that's going to get him by and get him through, a good jab. Good jab will take you around the world. The right hand will take you around the block. He might making all them extra sounds and shit. Fix that shit, please.
He needs mental discipline.
Just ask George Foreman. He had a great jab.
Real shit. Like that's what I see that he needs, because there was moments in that Angulo fight where, look, the dude's coming forward and he didn't know what to do with the guy. This guy's not running from you, he's coming to you. He's bringing the action to you. And he's still just kind of lost. Like, bro, like.
I mean, if anything, that should make it easier.
Hey, Jules, Nonito and Rachel are asking for a link, but is there room?
There's like 10 people up here.
While I don't think that Jacobs is the same fighter that he was when he fought against Canelo and Triple G, who I thought he actually beat Triple G. Some people don't agree with that, but that's fine. Yeah. I don't think Berlanga is anywhere near the quality of even like an older Jacobs. I think it's going to be a dogfight, but I think Jacobs will come out. He'll probably win like a split decision.
Now, let me ask y'all this, though. Is Jacobs right now better than the Coceres he fought?
We don't. You know what the thing is? We don't know, right? The last time Danny fought was with John Ryder, and I'm gonna be real. I didn't see a shot fighter. He didn't look the same as he did with Golovkin. I'll concede that, but I honestly felt like he got robbed.
He's not. I didn't think that.
So let's take it.
But I think if you listen to what Fareed Samad said, the dude is like, he basically he's performing off just his natural talent. Like he's not serious about boxing. Like he doesn't train. He doesn't really train right. So yeah, that's just his natural ability. I think that if fucking Edgar takes it seriously, he should be able to win that. Especially now, Jacobs' legs are gone.
I think Jacobs first. This ends bad for Berlanga, bro.
Jules, I'll give some respect to the Nonitos and let them on. They know more about boxing than I fucking do.
I appreciate you, Sawab. I'm gonna shoot you the link now.
Sawab there. Inshallah.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Have a good night,
All right,
Schwab.
take care, lads.
Schwab, good night, buddy.
Let me shoot him the link.
So Berlanga's basically pulling a wild. They're not training not taking it serious.
Well,
But
no, we can't. No. But see, this is the other thing. I know that.
no, what I'm saying is, remember Wilder said he don't hit the heavy bag, he don't do road work.
Now, let me say this. I know that it's not encouraging that Edgar is bouncing from trainer to trainer, but it is encouraging that he's trying. He is trying. If you're going from trainer to trainer, it's because you're trying to find someone that fits. And he is still young. You know, it's not like he's in his 30s or some shit doing that. He's still a young guy. You know, Matchroom is going to give him time. They're going to give him room to work things out. So, you know, we'll see. Because there's no need to be negative for the sake of being negative. Personally, I don't like his chances because who's Happy Javi?
I don't know. I like being negative to certain fighters, and he challenged me to a fight in the DMs. So I'm always going to talk shit.
Let me see.
Did
Who
he really do that?
I'm your worst enemy, Ring.
Who is this?
Your worst enemy.
That's the kid that was on a while ago, man.
Oh, here we go.
What kid?
He was on the channel a while ago. He was talking boxing with us, but
Happy Javi?
Yeah, he got all mad and he got.
I'm your Twitter enemy or best friend on Twitter.
Which is who?
I don't know you, bro.
What's your handle?
I remember him. He was Happy Hav. Happy Hav.
Happier Javier on Twitter.
Let me go look at who this is.
Who asked me if Berlanga challenged me to a fight?
I did. Hey, Hav, are you?
Yeah, no, he did, bro. I forget what fight it was. And this fool started talking. He was going through Twitter, searched his name in Twitter. He pulled a Clarissa Shields. So we're talking hella shit. I'm talking about Puerto Rican fighters, blah, blah, blah. He's not a star.
No, wait. I don't go by Happier Javier. I go by wait, give me a sec.
You don't know your own name?
Bro, you don't even know your Twitter handle?
How you not know your own name?
Javi knows sports.
Drew was in the middle of a great story.
I think he's a little
this is that guy that thinks that I never talked to this guy on here, country.
Yeah, he was on the channel before. One time before.
I don't
remember. When they say they know sports, they don't know sports. So I'm concerned.
Wait, he's the guy who said that
3 million PPV.
Oh.
All right.
3 million for what fight?
Yeah, for what fight?
3 million cases of HPV.
What fight? What fight does
that link? You do realize, Javi, that link was for Nonito Donaire, right?
Yeah, that dude talks too much. He never passes the mic.
But while you are equally as good of a fighter as him, could you
wow. Wow. Oh wow.
You understand that guy's gonna be a Hall of Fame boxer.
I think you're trying might be a little buzzed, man.
Yeah, with all due respect, he's a Hall of Fame boxer and you're just trying to make rent. So maybe, maybe pass it on.
He talks too much. He wouldn't say that to his face.
You know, and when villain don't even mean with all due respect when he says that too.
Yeah,
so
what I do mean is let the Hall of Fame boxer on and get back to the Popeye's bathroom and get him cleaned up.
Let me just click you because I don't like being mean for the sake of being mean, but you need to go back to Twitter.
But I like to be
Bye,
mean.
Felicia.
Bye, Javi. Bye, Javi.
Oh God, you guys are ruthless over there.
That was funny.
I'll tell the story next. I'll tell the story next time, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
Oh no, he got butthurt in the chat and said "F you, Ring" for not dropping the link just before.
Bro, I don't talk to him though. Like you know what the interactions are. I'll post something and he'll be one of 50 people that says something. Like, why? I don't know.
That's why on Twitter you got to turn on the quality filter. I don't see half the mentions from these fools stalking me.
God, Drew, I'm gonna do that. I swear to God.
I don't see half the mentions.
No, you can't do that because I like to see the trolling. I like the arguing. You cannot stop that.
Look, I'm on my Hall of Fame shit, bro. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be arguing with people on Twitter for no reason. If we're gonna argue, then I gotta make money from it. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk to you.
So villain, I'm taking the approach. I'm not arguing with someone that is not as good as at least as good looking as I am. So that's just
wait a minute, because that means that if you do end up arguing with someone, it's because you find them attractive. You better take that back, Drew.
No. I'm still. I'm an artist. I don't
trying to
need.
argue with me, dude.
That's like saying that's like me not saying a prime Marlon Brando didn't get bitches.
Well, no, but
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Brian Marlon Brando. It's with Javi, bro. And if y'all look at the dude like, yo, this is the other thing. That's why I don't want to be mean to him. I really do think something's wrong with him, so I don't want to be mean to him.
I think he was buzzed tonight.
Does anybody know what fight he was talking about that does $3 million?
Oh, he said Ryan Garcia. Let me ask Rachel and Nonito. Hey, you guys, what do you think that guy's gonna do? What do you think that fight's gonna do on pay-per-view? Ryan and Gervonta, just based on how things are with all the piracy and people stealing things, but it is a big fight, you know, to some scale it is. What do you think that's gonna do on pay-per-view?
Shit, I think it's gonna do a lot. What do you think, babe?
I think the fans from Garcia, that social media fans are diehard fans, and they follow them for a reason, like they did with Oscar back in the days, and I think that they're gonna buy. They're gonna buy it. They're gonna show up for it, just because they wanted to support them and all that stuff. I think it's better than the other Garcia fight.
Yo, listen, this is the thing. I grew up in that era, right? And that's why I'm very skeptical, because I remember Oscar in his prime, he was like Julio Iglesias or something, man. Like, there were people throwing underwear at him. Like, he was the dude.
Guys and girls?
Yep.
Right. I'm just being real. Like, yo, when Oscar was around, when he was prime Oscar, bro, it was like New Kids on the Block.
The ladies would throw their underwear at him and he'd put them on.
Hell yeah.
Oscar, not like legit.
Hold up, bro.
Oscar used to do the. He used to do the. Y'all don't understand. Oscar used to do the daytime morning show circuits.
Now listen. Now this is what I'm going to say.
Housewives liked Oscar.
Now this is what I'm going to say. When I think about how Oscar's celebrity was, right? Davis isn't there. I could tell you that right away. No way. You're not. Oscar was like huge. Ryan is not there either. Like, nah, you're not that guy. How do I know? The gate for your last fight. The gate for your last couple of fights. It wasn't like no Oscar shit, man. When Oscar was coming through, he was a fucking phenom, bro. Whereas Ryan, yeah, you're popular. There are people that know you more than the average fighter who's in the same place in your career. But realistically, I feel like I would be surprised if this pay-per-view sells 1 million. I would be surprised.
I think the gate will sell, though, for sure. I think
the gate's going to be huge, but I'll put it in these terms.
Rachel, you guys buying?
I'll put it.
You paying for it?
We don't know if we're gonna. So the thing is like we're literally like tippy-toeing between like being here or not being here, and that's April 22nd. We're supposed to be getting our fight date, within the next week or two, and that being said, if it lands in May, like what we're all speculating, Nonito's not gonna go. So we'll just purchase it. We'll stay at home and watch it. And it sucks because it's going to be like right here in our backyard.
Bro, y'all need to go to that.
Y'all can take a night off and go, right?
But like,
Nonito, like these fights, like the thing is when we go to fights, it's like, especially that kind of magnitude of a fight. T-Mobile, that's a lot of fans to get to the ringside, to get out. Like it's exhausting for him. And depending if, like I said, like how close it is to the fight, like what is it called? The recovery time of going to an event like that with him is.
Yeah. And for me, when I have a fight, I'm pretty quiet. I like to just focus on the fight. I don't really look into the fight or go into fights or meet people and all that stuff. I'm pretty quiet. I'm just focusing on the fight, and especially trying something new and all that stuff. I mean, I'm just really not that kind of person. Ever since, all my whole career, I've always just been pretty quiet and just focused on the fight when I do have a fight.
And you're gonna beat this guy. I've seen the guy. He's a tough little guy, though. That's the thing. He's small for the weight. I've looked at him. He's small for the weight. I think he's 26, 27 years old, around there.
Yeah, he's a short guy, but I know that everybody that comes in,
He's a tough little guy, though. He's never been stopped.
Yeah, no, yeah. And the thing about it is, especially now, because I know, and you've seen this, everybody that goes in with me, they are always at their best, So I can't ever
Don't
look past the
underestimate
dude.
him. It's a title
Yes,
fight.
sir.
Don't underestimate him.
But champ, we know you about to make history. We know you about to make history again.
I'll break my own record.
Hell yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask, because I know that I'm probably being presumptuous, but I do have Nonito winning the fight. I have Nonito stopping this guy. I do think he's going to stop the guy. But what? Well, now I'm not even going to ask you that, because then that would mean you were looking past him. So I'm not even going to ask you what do you plan on doing, right? Because then that would mean, oh, you're going to look past the guy. Don't look past the guy. Because it's a title fight for him. It's a huge opportunity, and he's probably going to be in the best form he's ever been. Probably.
Yeah, 100%, man. For me, I've been in the game for too long where, I've always kind of just respected everybody in that way, regardless if people are writing the other person off. I've always been in my A game and not look past them. I've been there before, and I've done this too long where I'll make that basic mistake.
And everything is on the, I would say everything is on the other side of this fight, because now bantamweight is an open book. Jason Maloney took the WBO route. That doesn't surprise me. That's what I thought he was going to do. Top Rank loves the WBO. He loves Top Rank.
Quack.
It is, it's just I said all this about 3-4 times that, like, yo, Jason don't want it. I ain't trying to say nothing. I'm just going to say I don't think Jason is going to end up fighting Nonito.
I knew he was gonna turn down the fight, because that guy gets hit with left hooks left and right.
Yeah. Like, I figured, like, and it's not, Jason isn't bad. So I don't want it to come off like I'm saying Jason is crap. I just felt, yo, dog, it's too risky. That's the problem.
There's levels to this shit, bro. He's not there for that.
In a division where there are 4 vacant titles, you don't want to go in there with a guy who could left hook you to death. You don't. Like, no, I'm not messing with him. I'm gonna go get this one, because if I go get this one, I don't gotta deal with him. I might lose this one, so nah, I'm good.
Jules, what's your prediction on the 4? Like, so who do you think? So there's the BC, IBF, WBO, WBA. Who are your predictions are going to be the top, the 4 champions?
I do believe Jason's going to win that fight. I haven't seen what's going on with the IBF. I want to look at what's going on with the IBF and the WB, because I wasn't paying attention to them. I was paying attention to the BC because of y'all and the BO because of Jason. And I do think you guys are going to be the first 2 champions crowned. And we'll see what the BA does, because they haven't ordered anything. And that's surprised me. That surprised me. They're like, don't they have somebody they want to put that belt in their hands? They haven't ordered anything.
I thought it's Takuma, but I don't know. Is it Melvin?
Oh, yeah, it is Takuma. It's
Takuma versus
Takuma for
Melvin.
somebody else.
They're fighting.
Takuma Inoue, right? Who's he fighting?
Melvin Lopez.
Yeah, that's it.
I gotta look at that guy.
That's for the WBA, right? I think that's for the WBA.
Yeah, that's the WBA. And the thing is with Jason, I don't know. It's been like back and forth, because the IBF, they sanctioned, or they mandated Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Astrolabio, but Astrolabio hasn't decided if he's going to do the IBF or the WBO with Jason.
Well, if I'm Astrolabio and I have to pick between those 2 guys, I go for Jason.
He's more beatable. It's more
beatable. Like
I mean,
Emmanuel's good. Emmanuel's good, and who did he just beat? He just beat a good guy, Gary
Russell, Russell brother,
the 5th Gary Russell brother, whatever.
Bro, that fight was they did everything they could to try to make sure he didn't win. Like that was ridiculous. It really was. Like, I've never seen like that amount of just biasness in a long ass time.
Now, I gotta ask you guys, there's a very big fight tomorrow. I know that it's not the traditional kind of boxing match that we all watch, but I'm sure you're aware Jake Paul is going to be taking on Tommy Fury.
Oh, mama.
Yes.
Look, I'm buying that fight. I don't have
I'm excited, yo.
I'll pay for it. I could buy 50. I'm
buying that fight, but I need to know, you guys, Rachel, Nonito, who do you see winning that fight?
Hey, babe, who you got, Fury or Fury? Wait, Fury or Paul?
I'm gonna go with Fury because I mean he's a fighter, you know, and I know that Jake Paul is getting better, but if he has somebody who sticks that jab and box him well, you know, I don't know if he's gonna react the same way like he did with the other guys. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just me as a fighter. You know, Fury has more experience when it comes down to boxing, but you know, Jake Paul is getting better and he does have power. But you know, somebody asked me, "Do you think he's gonna do something?" Like, Fury would be stupid if he get caught with those overhand because you can see it from a mile away.
Right.
And the thing is that the consequences of this. See, Jake going in there and losing that fight is no consequence to Jake. It really isn't. Like, and he's showing that you can still respect him if he loses because hey, he never ran away from this fight. He never ran away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the one who's been trying to make it for like the longest time.
So you can't. So even if he lose, you can't violate him because he was never running.
Right, and you just gotta give him a big respect, man, because he is actually giving respect to boxing. You know, I know that he's been fighting MMA guys, but he's been wanting to fight a real boxer, and he's doing it now. You know, you got to give that respect to him. You know, he really wants to become a real fighter.
Mm-hmm. And for Tommy, see, I want Jake to win. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm not as diplomatic as I sometimes am. I really don't like the Furies. I hate Big John. I hate his kids. I don't like none of them.
Oh, this is personal for you. Okay.
It's
you do like one Fury. Keep it real. You like one Fury.
Peter.
You like Peter, remember?
No, I do like Peter. I do like Peter because I see the homicide in his eyes. I recognize the homicide. So I do like Peter. I see a little bit of myself in Peter. But John and Tommy and all this stuff, I'm tired of it. Like it's a whole dog and pony show. And I just want John to have to explain how his son got beat. But it is true that if you're going to be logical, if we are going to be logical, Tommy should be the favorite, even if the bookies don't have him that way. In theory, he should be the favorite because he has fought boxers. Jake has not. Even if the boxers that Tommy fought weren't great, they were still boxers. Those are still guys with rounds in the bank. Whereas Jake's first two fights, those weren't fighters of any kind. One of those guys was a basketball player, right? So it's not even developmental, like, well, you're fighting a guy to get some rounds in the bank. He's there to give you some rounds. It wasn't even that. That dude was legitimate, a basketball player. The other dude, I think his name was Anson Gibb.
Another YouTuber.
Yeah, another YouTuber, like no ring experience. So it's like, well, you could cross them two fights out because them guys wasn't even fighters. Now Tyrone Woodley, you know, he is a fighter.
Well, you can also cross out Ben Askren, though. Ben Askren is really a wrestler.
Ben Askren, that wasn't even a fight with Ben Askren because he first 1-2 he threw.
Dank.
He was out.
Here's what's going to happen. The boxing gods are tired of the Furies. Tommy's going to get starched. It's going to be beautiful.
You really, Drew, I want to
Tommy's not a fighter. I don't care what anybody says. He's not a fighter. He's a reality star. How active is he? Jake Paul's more active.
He doesn't seem. Let me ask.
Betting odds right now have Paul as the favorite. That's Vegas.
I know.
Exactly.
Tommy looks confident. Listen, I see.
Tommy's gonna be
I seen the weigh-in. Tommy want to fight. Like he want to fight. Like that's what I see. That kid want to fight.
Boxing fans
on the side of the road with a sign saying, "Please help me get back to America."
Boxing fans love hype, bro. Boxing fans buy into the hype, and Jake Paul is a master at selling it. So honestly, like I think Tommy Fury is gonna win a boring decision, bro. Like that's how I feel about it.
No, look at Jake. Look at Jake Paul's.
We talk about
look at Jake Paul's start.
Stupid stuff.
Jake Paul's ascension is just a Capricorn fate. He's gonna win. I have no doubt.
I want him to win because he's a Capricorn. Moreover, I like the chaos that it creates in the sport because you know that's gonna bring more eyes to the sport if he actually keeps winning and he actually like things get a little bit more serious. But there's a scenario, it's an unfortunate scenario, that he gets beat tomorrow and he goes back to fighting other influencers like KSI. That is a plausible scenario. That fight is in his back pocket. That fight with KSI is in his back pocket. It's worth a lot of money. So they're going to do that.
No, you're forgetting things. If Tommy wins, that fight in the UK with KSI is huge.
He doesn't need to beat Tommy to beat.
No, I'm
to
talking
fight.
about Tommy winning. Tommy can cut Jake out of that and go for KSI.
Tommy's not, because see, that's the other thing, that if Tommy wins tomorrow, the whole point of winning tomorrow is exposing, at least for Tommy, the way that he's telling it, that it's about exposing that Jake Paul is not a real fighter. So you can't go from fighting him to what? Now I'm going to fight his arch nemesis KSI, bro. Are you here to box boxers?
Yeah,
and I'm gonna ask you a question. Look at your optimism. Do you expect that from a Fury?
No, I think a better shot would be.
Thank you.
A better shot would be Vidal Riley.
He's still a fucking Fury. And what do the Furies do in this game? Bullshit and lie.
The con men.
They're con men.
I get that, but it's quite a thing. See, this is the thing. The thing with Tommy and Jake has always been a Tommy and Jake thing. It hasn't been a Tommy Ensign Gibb, a Tommy Salt Poppy, a Tommy. And Salt Poppy would probably beat them both. That kid can fight, man. He got some short punches on the inside. But it was just about Tommy and Jake. It wasn't about Tommy chasing every guy that has a social media following. So if he were to target KSI after Jake Paul, you just killed it, bro. That's telling everybody, bro, he's not serious.
And indulge me, though.
I think
indulge me. Does that do $1.5 million?
One at a time, fellas. Go ahead, Julio.
Yeah, I think a better shot would be Vidal Riley, because Vidal Riley's also he also is in that influencer space, but he has legitimate world level potential as a fighter.
He does. I've seen him, the kid on Sky Sports. He is a good fighter. He is a good fighter.
I like Vidal. He's pretty good.
There's another fight. There is a more serious fight on the card. It's a good fight. It's Makabu versus Badu Jack. I do have Lunga Makabu. Y'all know I like Jack's boxing, but when he feel that cruiserweight power, that real cruiserweight power, he's going to give up those early rounds. I think he's going to get stopped late. I do have Makabu. He's going to retain the title. What he does after that, I don't know. But I do think he's going to beat Jack tomorrow.
He won't do shit if he wins. So
is it me, or does Makabu have a funny shaped head?
He does. It's shaped like a bag of oranges, but
okay.
I just gotta say,
I'm like, this dude looks
I gotta say this. Our boy is on brand tonight, Alexis, calling the guys top ranked rejects.
Oh no, he's merciless, bro. Like
he's on brand tonight.
He's merciless. He's talking about Joseph Adorno, right?
Yeah, and who else?
What's he saying?
That's Alexis Ribeiro.
No, I mean, what's he saying about Adorno? Like,
he said. Well, I don't want to say it because I think it was kind of disrespectful. So I don't.
Oh shit! Okay, all right.
I don't want nobody saying I said that shit.
Right. Hey, I got a question.
Joseph looking for me. Like, nah, I ain't say that shit, bro.
Hey, Nonito, one of the guys in the chat, JumpTube, was asking if you had heard anything lately on Manny.
He's eating, but we've heard like weird rumors from the Philippines. We heard he's trying to get a Bud fight, but I mean, he did say he wanted Spence and Bud at one point. That's pretty much the last that we heard. We haven't heard anything besides that. The last one was he was trying to get the Bud fight because Bud was, free agent.
That and they've attached his name, which I believe.
Connor Ben, right?
Ben, right?
Yeah,
Connor Ben. And I don't think I like Manny, right? Like, bro,
he's
don't do that.
He's better off facing Connor Ben than he is facing Bud. Man.
I get that Connor Ben. I get that Connor Ben is not nowhere near as seasoned as Manny, right? But the thing is that, bro, people don't want to see Manny lose neither, bro. You see that, like when he fought Ugas and he lost, I was low key tight because I'm like, yeah, he lost because he ain't fought in 2 years though. You know what I mean? Like he had ring rust. He's 42 years old. I ain't trying to see Manny out here losing again.
He's almost 50. Like, I get it. Connor's not that great, but I think Connor would beat him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he with the Ugas one, he also that the weird shin splint thingy came back on, and then I feel like politically he created political suicide because you have to remember before that fight they were fighting with the WBA. Well, not they. Sean Gibbons was fighting with the WBA, saying like it's a trash belt, blah blah blah, because they wouldn't reinstate Pacquiao before the fight as like a regular champion or whatever champion. I couldn't remember.
And I'm look, Rachel, I don't usually agree with things that Sean Gibbons says, but I did agree with that because what they did to Manny to me was wrong. When they saw, see, this is the thing. When Keith Thurman went away, they let him sit on his belts. The only one they made him give up was the BC, but the WBA didn't pressure him, and he was gone for all of 2 years. When it's Manny, oh, y'all want to put all this pressure on him, and I'm like, wait a minute, though. Manny's not injured or anything like that. Why are you stripping him? He's not injured. He hasn't been going as long as Keith Thurman. Moreover, there's Manny was going to go to DAZN, and I noticed that. It came out in the Audi Attar lawsuit that his very next fight was supposed to be Mikey Garcia on DAZN, but there was a holdup over the money. Long story short, I think that they stripped Manny because they wanted to keep that belt on the PBC side of things. That's what I see.
Who'd they give it to after that?
Ugas.
Yep. That's more or less what they did. They took it from him and gave it to Ugas.
Yeah, but at the same point, like when we talk about that stuff, like, okay, so the WBA, like they made their, you know, their decision, right? And then you trash them. I look at it like, okay, like who are the officials that are WBA that's controlling the ring? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt like when we were ringside, and I was like, ooh, this is not a knockout. It's not a clear win, and everyone's like, oh, it's Manny. I was like, they could steal this, right? Like it was, you know, like it wasn't just because it wasn't a knockout, they couldn't make it decisive. So for the Ugas win, it was like, well, yeah, I could see this going the other way. Like you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it that, you know, like in other words, you created a mess by trashing them, because had you not trashed them, maybe they wouldn't be vindictive or something like that. But I think ultimately, I think the play was always to take the belt from Manny, to give it to Ugas so Ugas can bring it to a Spence fight. That's what I always thought the play was, that if this is anything, it's that they're going to take the belt from Manny, which they did. They did it abruptly too, without haste. And they put it in Ugas's hands because what they wanted to do was a unification with Spence. But as soon as Manny became available to fight again, you know, and he wanted to fight Spence, it's like I could just put it together what they were doing and why they stripped him, because it didn't make sense to strip him. Here you have Thurman. He was out for like 2 years. They didn't label him a champion in recess. Why are you bothering Manny?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like, you know, for us at least, like if we know that we're still going to be fighting under that, you know, whoever it is, whether it's, you know, PBC Top Rank, WBC, WBA, you know, you have to make sure that it's, you know, to a certain extent that you're still putting yourself in the best position. Now, after the fight, then okay, fine, trash them. And if you're never going to fight for them again, trash them if you want to. But you know, this sport is very political, whether or not people don't want to admit it. It, you know, with the promoters who they want to see fight and all these things and sanctioning bodies and all that stuff. Like, I don't think it was. I just don't think it was the best move to do that. I understand that, you know, of course it's upsetting, but I think if he was going to do that, I think it should have just been done after the fight. Like, I don't know.
Or don't do it at all, because if you ever plan on fighting for a WBA title again, it's going to backfire. Like the thing with Lopez right now, Lopez and Josh Taylor, and I said it already. I said it in the video that I did, that they want to take that title from Taylor, so he better knock Lopez out. That's got to be the play. That's got to be the plan. They're not sending you to New York so that you can get a fair shake. Like, seriously. So
he didn't get one against Jose Ramirez, and he won that fight wide.
Listen, look, the other thing is, look at the Artur Better Be fight, and I look, I like Top Rank's content. I like what they put out there. I like the fights they make. I like all these things, but they'll fuck you. They will fuck you, and they just tried to fuck Artur. It went under the radar because he won by knockout, but 2 of the 3 judges had Yard up. 2 of the 3.
Yeah,
did they?
Yep.
Yeah,
they sure did. They sure did.
That was so ludicrous, man.
And I said, Rachel, I said before the fight that, you know, honestly, Top Rank and Queensbury would make more money if Yard had those belts, because he can actually draw in London. Unfortunately for Artur, who I think is a great fighter, he's always fun to watch, he doesn't draw. Top Rank can't turn him into a star. He's 38 years old. If they can, they'll put those belts in Anthony Yard's hands. Now, I did pick Artur by way of knockout, But I figured that, look, man, it could be some funny business. They sending you to London for a reason, bro. If they can stick it to you, they'll stick it to you.
Yeah,
That's why I
agreed.
appreciate fighters like Artur because he'll take it out of the judge's hands. So
He had, and Josh has to be at that, and that's what makes the fight good. The things that are working against Josh, that Josh is coming off an injury. He hasn't fought since the Catterall fight. We don't know how he's going to make the weight because he's always been very big for 140. That's what makes the fight intriguing. If Josh is himself, which I said the other day to Julio, if Josh is the same Josh that fought Jose Ramirez, he should win this thing comfortably. But if he's the Josh that fought Jack Catterall, he may be on the eve of losing that belt because they ain't sending you to New York, his neck of the woods, to do you any favors.
Nope.
No.
I'm of the ilk that when Top Rank wanted Jose Ramirez to win that fight against Josh Taylor, they did. They did.
That's why they scored the fight that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's another fight that when the scorecards was read, thank God that the right man won the fight, and that's great. But it was like, nah, this fight wasn't that close. What is y'all doing? With Artur, y'all literally had Anthony Yard up. Why? What the hell did he?
What? How much? How much was he up by? How many rounds?
I'm about to look right now because I screenshotted it because I just
That's
did a
crazy.
I think he was up by 4 rounds. If I'm
Shut
not mistaken.
up.
I think so.
Well, it's crazy.
Yeah, they had him ahead.
Yeah. He got stopped in the 8th, and he was up
It was
4
something
rounds
like
when they
3 or
stopped
4.
it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Wow.
That's what we said.
Yeah. See, the scores were 68-65 in favor of Yard, 67-66 in favor of Yard. I'm like, bruh, I only gave, and I'm not knocking him. He fought a great fight, but I only gave Yard 2 rounds, bro. That's what I see. Like, bro, this dude, he won 2 rounds. And it wasn't easy to win them rounds neither. That's all I gave him. Like, how y'all got him up at the 7? What? They'll stick it to you, and Top Rank could do that. And I'm like, look, think about it. Josh Taylor is in his early 30s, coming up on his mid-30s and all of that. Teofimo is a younger guy. If he wins, they could do a Devin Haney fight for the WBO title. They try and take that title from Josh. So when he go in there, you got to try to knock this dude out.
Or at least make it so decisive that they can't rob him.
Some people think they robbed Sandor Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be real.
I know they robbed Chocolatito 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that wasn't Top Rank though. That was in Texas. That was.
I'm just saying in general. I'm talking robberies. I was there. It's a tough memory.
Yeah, but Josh better get it together. He better get it together because if he win that fight, he could do other things. He could go in there, maybe he has a rematch with Regis. He could do other things. There's other things for him. But if he loses that fight, well,
what is Josh again? What is he?
He's WBO champ. That's the only belt.
What's the sign?
Oh, he's a Capricorn.
Thank you.
I dig
it.
He's a Capricorn.
And in terms of who's more delusional and who's more righteous,
you're right.
Boxing as a whole would like Josh to win more than they would like Tio.
Yes, but boxing as a whole would also like to see Haney versus Lopez. I would like to see that.
I would like to see it. I would get more satisfaction seeing Tio lose than seeing him win.
Yeah.
But didn't they say the winner of Haney versus Loma is going to fight Stevenson?
Yeah, but Haney's not. If Haney win that, look. The other thing is Haney win, Haney lose. I don't think that kid is staying at 140. 135. He's huge, man.
He got to move up at some point.
I don't even think Rachel. I don't even think Top Rank could afford that fight right now. For what Haney would want. What do you think Haney would want, Jules? If they wanted to fight Shakur at 35.
I don't even entertain that conversation because I'm convinced. I seen a picture of Haney next to Crawford, man. Crawford looks small next to him. He's huge. He can't stay at 135.
He's a big boy.
He's huge for that. Like, ain't no way he gonna make 135 again. Ain't no way. Now, if Loma win the fight, and there's a possibility that he does because he has. I feel like he has the right style for the job. He's just older, smaller guy, but he does have the right style for the job. If he wins, we get Stevenson versus Lomachenko. But irrespective of whether Devin wins or loses, that kid is moving up, man. He's not going to stay at that weight. Ain't no way. Too big. Now we got Ponce over here. Ponce is a good, tough Argentinian fighter, undefeated, mid-range to inside guy. But I do think he's about to get knocked out. You don't want to.
I can't wait for this.
You don't want to get into. You don't want to get into a gunfight with Matias, man. Like
you
that's
don't.
the last
You
thing
don't.
you do.
But the thing is, could he get Matias' power with his respect with his power? That's the thing.
We shall see.
Now you really don't want to get in a gunfight with him. Apparently, he said he got shot at 40 times.
Yeah,
he only got hit 3 times and he still lived.
Wow.
He's living in the matrix.
Plus they said he was in jail for drug trafficking too for like 19 months.
Well, you don't want to be stuck in traffic with drugs, bro.
No.
I know you're in traffic.
Oh shit!
I'm saying, like, bad enough is gridlock, man. Like, you don't want to be stuck on I-95. It's 30 pounds of weed or 30 pounds of coke in the trunk, bro.
By the way, I just want to say both these guys, Ponce and Matias, they wiped the floor with Teofimo Lopez.
Well, that's the other thing that me and Drew talked about this before, that many times actually, that Teofimo, you know, the guys at 140, I don't really know how many of those guys he can actually beat. I don't think he could beat Regis Prograis. I don't think he could beat Regis Prograis at all.
Neither does his dad. That's why his dad pulled him out of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, Matias is a big 140. That's he's a big, and he hit hard, man. Yeah, I mean, so it's like, yo.
Bro, he said he wants to send Regis Prograis to the hospital.
Yeah, but that's talk, bro. He about to fight I don't even know, bro, because the thing is, Romero's about to fight Puello. If Romero, by some chance, I don't even know, if he beats Puello, you think they're gonna put him in there with this guy? No way, bro. No way, bro. Unless somebody really don't like Rolly. If you don't like Rolly, you'll put him in there with Matias. That's the only unification match they can make.
And did they announce that fight, like the fight date for Rolly?
Not yet, but they did announce that he's going to be fighting Puello for the BA
in May. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolly, man.
Speaking of Teo, though,
Puello's a pure boxer. He's an economic guy. So as long as you're busier than he is, you can win the rounds. But it's just that, bro, you skipping steps. You're not supposed to be a champion at this. You shouldn't even be getting a title shot, to be completely honest. You shouldn't. Because
he gets a title shot after a knockout loss.
You're coming off a knockout loss at 135. When you get that title, if you
coming off a knockout loss in fucking sparring, right?
Hey, yeah, how did he get so I thought that, you know, because I've seen it before, that when you get knocked out in sparring, like the state commission's like, oh, no, you're on like a medical timeout thingy.
Well, if they can't assess, it is supposed to be that way because you may be concussed. It's a liability. But unless they can establish the time frame of the knockout, it's in the air. You could turn around and commission, yeah, I got knocked out, but that was like last year. Unless there's a way for them to verify the time frame of the knockout, it's in the air. Like, yeah, I did get knocked out. That's from last year. That's not from
I got a question. Do you think that whichever like state commissions handling the fight, that they're gonna send supervisors to these camps in case they get a little too rough or sparring?
No,
they don't do that. They don't have the funding to do that. That's why boxing needs to be a league. Like, you know, the NFL is the NFL, the NBA is the NBA. Whereas in boxing, it's just local commissions, state to state, that have different rules. You need one commission that oversees all the action, and boxing just doesn't have the funding for that.
Yeah, and considering, like, you know, like you're talking, like the NFL, you know where they're going to practice and around their practice times, you know, and stuff. But with boxers, like literally, like you could be sparring at Top Rank on Monday and you could be at DLX on Tuesday. Like there's really no like set schedule of where and when you're going to spar. So it'd be hard to track them, you know, all down and shit.
Depends on your level. I don't.
That, and it's just like Larry Merchant said it, man. He really said it best. Nothing's gonna kill boxing, but nothing's gonna save boxing, bro. It's the Wild West, man. The way it is. I do feel that boxing should have a league. I also feel that it should have a union. But you know, it just is. It just is what it is. Joel says, "Yo, sup, Jules? My DAZN renewal came out to 170. El diablo." Well, look, I'm gonna be honest, man. All right, I know that it went up, and me and Drew talked about this, but I like the content. It's a year's worth of boxing. I don't have to think about it. I'm gonna get fights, and they're fights that I like. I like Cordina Rakhimov. You know what I mean? I like Joshua versus Franklin. I think that it's a good rebound fight. Franklin ain't no pushover. He could fight, bro. Like he showed he could fight. You know what I mean?
And that's just in the first quarter. I mean, the rest of the year could be stacked too, as well.
Yeah,
I'm getting a free I'm getting a Canelo fight I ain't got to pay for.
We're getting a Canelo fight we ain't got to pay for, bro. We getting a Joshua fight we ain't got to pay for. We get to see Taylor versus Serrano. Shout out to Amanda Serrano, near and dear to my heart. A lot of people, man, you know, it's good. Like, it's all right, bro. Shit in life ain't free, bro. You know, and that's what killed me. It's like, so the people that are complaining, I'm just thinking like, yo, so like, what are you expecting? You expecting the fighters to go in there and beat the hell out of each other for no money down? The money has to come from somewhere, you know. You have to pay. If you want a good steak, you have to pay for it. If you want to see fights, you got to pay for it.
Oh, I just had a good steak tonight. Oh, my steak tonight was great.
Medium rare, I hope.
Good for you.
That's the only way to eat a goddamn steak.
It was a 60-day age ribeye.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how people eating well done steak. You might as well go chew on a boot.
Just have a beef jerky.
I used to be like that though, man, because when I came in the country, we didn't have refrigerators, so for me everything had to be cooked well because of the bacteria and shit like that. But
that's a fact.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy because when I met this girl, that's when I got all fancy and shit. I went to sushi. I'm like, I ain't touching no damn raw shit. You know?
Listen, now you know that it's when it's rare, when it's medium rare, it's like it adds to the texture. It's just,
oh yeah, man. You know, yeah, that's the only way to eat steak. That's the right way to eat steak now.
How you make steak in the house is through the air fryer, right?
No, I just heat it up through it, but I what's it called? I sear it on a thing, on a pan, so that because for me, she likes it like rare and shit. You know, for me. You know, for me, I medium rare is perfect. So I just kind of heat it there on the low just to get the inside warm and you know, so that's why I just use that, but not to cook it.
I use the air fryer not for steak. I'll use the air fryer for some chicken tenders, some pork chops. But the bad thing about the air fryer, it does dry out the meat.
It does. Exactly. No. Here's the key. I don't know. It takes longer. When you reheat food, when I reheat my food, I use my steamer.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's it, because it doesn't dry out the food and it keeps the moisture. So anytime you want to reheat food, if you got a rice cooker, use the steam part of it. Just steam a little bit of water, steam the food to warm it.
Let me say this: nothing beats an oven, though, and that's honest to God. Nothing beats an oven. Like if you want your food to taste good, if you want your chicken to taste good, be cooked right, 3 minutes each side on the frying pan. Then put it in the oven. And
shit, I cook my ribs in the oven, you know, wrap it up in foil and shit, you know, and then sear it up afterwards in the grill.
So who's the better cook, Nonito? You or Rachel?
Rach can't cook for shit, man. Seriously. She'll burn water, man. I swear to God, she'll burn water.
You're the one making the so you make
burn water. No, man, hold up. Burnt water is crazy.
God. So you're the one. So Nonito, you're making
I'm just saying, I love to cook, though, bro.
Nah, but I'll say this: cooking. It's like it gives you powers, yo. When I realized, it took me a little while. Like I'll say, when I was 31, 32, this was many years ago. It took a while for me to realize, yo. You know, if you want some good ass shit, you can make it. Just follow the recipe. Just follow the recipe. That's it.
Yeah.
Here's the problem though, like y'all are eating for like taste, right? And like the way that when I'm just regularly eating, O'Neill will be like, "What do you want for lunch?" And I'm like, "Just cook me a pot, like put drumsticks in chicken broth and put spinach and garlic in it, and mushrooms.
No flavor.
No salt, no pepper. And he's like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it.
What's that?
And he's like, this is so bland. I was like,
No,
it tastes
no.
good. Shut
So
up.
with her, this is why she can't cook for shit. Is because she ain't got no taste. That's why.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say that if you just gonna stick some
The slander.
if you just gonna stick some drumsticks in a pot with spinach and broth, like you don't want it to taste
Rachel,
like nothing.
he wants to sleep on the
No.
couch tonight, huh?
No, he said I have no. Wait, you said I had no taste, but I married your ass.
Okay. So you got taste. You got taste in that way, but you got no taste with your tongue, man. I swear to God, you don't know. You just.
Did you just say I have no taste in my tongue?
Hey, okay, I'm
That's what you said last night.
myself.
Let me say this: there were
Rachel,
certain things. There were
Rachel, we're deducting a point for that one.
there are certain things you have to keep in your kitchen: garlic powder, minced garlic, pico de gallo. These is lifesavers. That if you don't want to go crazy, you just want your stuff to have a little bit of flavor. Those is my go-tos right there. Pico de gallo.
What's adobo de son?
Oregano,
Adobo.
basil.
It's Goya adobo. You can find it in the seasoning section of any supermarket, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. Like it's not just one thing. It's a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of a lot of stuff.
It's basically an overload of different types of sodium.
Literally,
Try that shit.
No, it is though. It's good though.
Hey,
I would taste on a burger. Would it be good on a burger?
Remember,
if I'm doing a burger, my go-to is Laurie's, bro. I don't get crazy.
Okay.
I don't get crazy with my burgers. My go-to is Laurie's. I stick to my Laurie's.
There's a difference between garlic powder and garlic salt.
Yeah.
Yep.
And AJ, if you're cooking beef, any kind of meat, just season it and let it sit at room temperature at least for an hour, and then you'll see the seasonings crystallize into the meat.
And then sear it before you cook it in the pan.
Never cook it, never season it, just cook.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go, gents.
Ponce's about to get cooked right now.
Here we go.
Ponce is
telling you, you don't.
This
This is not the guy you want to slug with. Matias is not the guy, bro. You got to box him, and it ain't easy because he big for 140.
So it's Ponce. We'll see.
Good jab from Ponce, though. Good jab.
Yeah, he does have a good jab. He reminds me of Liam Smith a little bit.
In recent history, when's the last time we've seen an Argentinian just get fucking starched?
Look, it's been a while. I'll say it's been over a year because I remember that guy that got starched. I think it was a Top Rank show. Guy got starched, man. I forgot the guy's name, but it's been a while.
Oh, he's working that body already.
Yo, Ponce is throwing some good shit.
We getting off, bro.
Ponce is getting it off. Be like,
speaking of a steak, Argentina has great barbecue. Like,
yes, they do.
All right, but Super need to throw. He need to throw.
Yo, Ponce is getting in his ass. B, he dominating the pocket.
Hey, you notice the catch and shoot from Ponce?
Yo, Subriel is getting.
He's getting after it, bro. You gotta throw.
He's hitting the combo.
Okay.
It's good.
He's winging them shots, bro.
Nice uppercut.
Question is, how long is this gonna last? This little.
Them Argentinians got gas tanks.
Wait a minute, Listen, one thing that's consistent about Argentinians, they got gas tanks, bro. They got gas tanks. They could keep doing it. They could keep going.
They're like Chilango fighters.
Yeah,
and particularly Ponce can maintain the space for 12 rounds.
Well, Subriel better figure that shit out because he's getting outworked.
Hey, and it seems like the other Ponce is it seems like he's stronger in power right now.
It damn sure do.
Yo,
he is whooping his ass.
Matias did not expect him to come out like this at all.
Probably not.
El diablo.
Man, Matias is looking kind of like
Argentina, coño.
Wow.
Oh,
yes.
Just killing him with that uppercut.
Right back, bro.
What did I tell you? That fucker's gonna take. He's taking the Puerto Rican knee.
First round, Drew. Cut that shit out.
He's doing his best Ugas imitation, man.
Yeah, no, he's slapping too. Every time he punches that hook, he's slapping.
This is easily a Ponce round.
You know what I like though? Ponce is being defensively responsible too a little bit. Like he's aware of what's coming in between his punches. See that?
Yo, dog.
Okay. I don't know why he's doing that little baby punch. He's slapping too.
But it looked good. Nonito, it looked good to the judges, though. It looked good that he.
His legs don't look too good right now.
That's an old school fight. That 100 punches. There you go.
Yo, Ponce kind of reminds me of Eric Morales a bit.
Damn, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's throwing everything with bad intentions.
Hey, he looked like him too.
I'm a big Morales fan, bro.
Is in between his combinations, he's defensively responsible. He's the high guard stays there. He's responding like he's countering to the counters. That says a lot. We'll see how long this lasts, though.
Yo, he's Argentinian, bro. I'm just gonna let you know he can keep doing that. He can keep doing that. Them Argentinian guys got engines, man. Subriel better find el pastelito. Hit him with the pastelito punch, bro.
You need to do something. You need to do
If I was
something.
a judge, that'd have been a 10-8 round. He got his ass kicked, Jules.
He got his ass kicked,
He
bro.
got pieced up. He got pieced up, man. He really did.
But 10-8? That's kind of crazy.
I'm biased towards Puerto Ricans. I told you.
That's not a 10. Come on now. Don't be silly. That's not a 10-8 round, bro. Come on.
We've seen worse 10-8 rounds. Stop it.
Bro, that's not 10-8 round. Come on, man. All right, Subriel. Show me something, bro. Show me something. You seen what the last round looked like, bro. You better come out with some different shit.
I bet you the production crew wrote that fucking Keys to Victory because they didn't think that he was gonna come out like that.
Right, he's trying to smother and work on the inside. You can see Subriel trying to smother.
Yep. Okay.
You know,
Playing
Subriel trains in Mexico. Trains and lives in Mexico.
Puerto Rico, coño.
Good little exchange so far.
It's better from Subriel this round, though. It is a little better.
He's letting him go a little more.
He's letting him go. He's letting him go.
Let go of his arm, Subriel. Let go of his arm, man. Damn.
It ain't working though. Shit.
He got off like 2 uppercuts just now. Bro.
Hey, that uppercut from the Argentinian though, man.
2 of them joints. 2 of them joints.
Yeah, sneaky.
He throwing those overarm Maidana punches.
He's throwing them. Yeah, he's throwing them over at Maidana. Ooh, yes.
He's owning space. He's backing him up, bro.
Take this uppercut with you.
Yeah, both of them is susceptible for the uppercut, especially Matias because he's leaning forward, and he's getting caught with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. Multiple times too.
You can't be the one who's backing up and leaning forward. That ain't gonna work for you.
Nope.
All right, now Matias fought his way off the ropes. He's trying to back up Ponce, but Ponce ain't having that shit.
Nope.
This is a very tiring fucking fight, man. I'm getting tired already just watching this. I'm like, wow.
That movement and that energy going backwards, that's gotta be.
This is how you used to fight in the Bay Area, Nonito.
Shit, man. I was knocking motherfuckers out.
Yeah, this is looking like a Matias round, fellas.
Okay, Matias coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back.
And he started too.
This is another Ponce round.
Nah, he got it to the center of the ring, bro. He got it to the center of the ring. I think this.
Whoa.
No way this is going the distance, man. No way.
Good exchange, man.
Yo, this is I'm telling you, this is a Matias round, y'all. Wow.
Yeah, I got a 1-1 right now.
Matias had a no pun intended. He had a flash there, but no.
Nah, bro. These punches is hurting, bro. Like it's just like before. It don't look like it's a lot on him. But
I
look at how he
actually like some of the shit he did off the ropes.
Wow,
he's backing him up now too.
I'm telling you, it don't be looking like it's that much on them shits, but he got heavy hands.
Oh, shit.
And he took that. Did he take him? Did he take him?
He hurt him.
Did he take him? Did he take him?
Hey, he got shaky legs right now.
Fuck you, Drew.
He didn't hold.
Hey, he got shaky legs, man.
Take that wannabe ass Felix Verdejo somewhere.
Yeah, I got to give it to Matias.
That was Matias, definitely.
Yeah, this is a Matias round.
Okay, convince me. 1-1.
Especially that last one where you just rocked him.
Damn, y'all ahead of me, man. Fuck. By like 8
seconds. Hey, don't feel bad.
You streaming?
I'm behind 2.
No, I'm watching live. I subscribe to Showtime. I got a membership.
Okay.
But
I watched it
I'm
on
running like
Xfinity.
dual
I got it on
video
Xfinity.
control and this. So I think it's a little slow. You know what I mean?
Oh, this can go any
Yeah,
way.
I'm
This
like
can go
2
either way
seconds
at this
behind
point.
one of you guys.
I
Yeah.
told y'all that this
I
is
got it on
not
Chrome.
the guy. This is it. It could look like what it looked like. This is not the guy you stand in front of the guy and let him hit you. This is not the guy to do that with, bro.
Hey, you're right. You're right with that power though. That left hook really rocked the crap out of him.
Round three.
I
Here we go.
think Regis could
His
stand
hooks
with
are
him.
like so
Hey,
short
with
and
that
so
said,
clean.
fellas, I'm gonna pour a little whiskey. You know what I'm saying? For those of us that ain't in training, ain't got a fight coming up.
Yeah, you got to drink for me, man. I love whiskey, but I don't drink no more.
I got you, man. I'm
You see, he's
drinking.
backing him. He's backing him up. Backing him up.
Yeah, he is.
I think the difference in power is really starting to show.
Yeah, that's where the power definitely. Ooh, the uppercut.
This guy's it don't be looking like it's a lot on his punches, but he just got ass hands, man.
He has heavy hands, that's for sure.
Ponce can keep focusing on that body, man. That power might level out from Matias, and we might see something interesting.
Yeah, but he done been hurt in the second round, bro.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
We'll have to find out
He
how
looked
hurt.
like he been in there for 8 rounds. Look at Ponce. He looked like he been in there. He tired, bro.
Yeah. Ponce ain't looking good.
Well, when you get your bell ring, that's what happens. You get tired fast.
I'm trying to tell you, but he fighting good. He fighting good. He not backing up. Oh my goodness, this is the ground chuck fight. They not gonna feel good in the morning. Neither of them.
No. They're gonna be pissed in blood.
Both gonna be
Hey, they look like they got that. They're gonna feel like they got run over by a fucking truck.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine paying for a Jake Paul fight after watching.
Watch them low blows.
I'm gonna pay for the fight, bro. You're not gonna guilt trip me. I need to know how it is.
That's the shit, yo. I'd have bought this. I'd have paid for this. I'd have bought this.
This is a Ponce round, right? So far, yeah.
I consider this a Ponce round.
Yeah, so far.
Jules, why do you think we donate to your channel with the super chats, bro? So you could pay for the fucking fights we don't want to pay for.
You guys. I watch Jake Paul so that you don't have to.
Because he's media.
Oh,
he has to watch it.
He's media. Hey, media got to pay the piper too, baby.
This is a good even round, though. Even though I feel like giving it to Ponce, I do feel like giving it to Ponce. It's really even, though.
So far, yes.
It's starting to hurt him a bit with those punches, man.
Juan Ponce is taking the initiative right here, but he's trying to come back. You know, Ponce is doing that good body shots.
Yes, he is. Yeah, and it's still 35 on the clock. I might have to swing this to Ponce. I mean to Matias.
Oh, nice right
I like Matias's inside work a little better.
Don't stay time. Fuck.
Yeah, Ponce needs to get back to establishing the jab. Because these
Ponce is doing
arm
more work
punches
this round now. He's
from
doing
close
body.
range, I don't think they're affecting him that much.
The body shots are.
No, I'll tell you the truth. The reason he had oh shit! Oh shit!
What happened?
Bro, chill, bro, chill.
Oh yeah, that was Matias. He took that the last 10 seconds. He took that round.
Oh, Matias stole it. He stole it with that. He stole it with that.
Oh yeah, he did take that round.
This is why he getting beat. This is why he getting beat. When he came out in the first, he came out with a jab and set everything up off the jab. Now you just walking straight to the guy within range of his punches.
Exactly.
Ponce need to get back on his jab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's got long arms and he's throwing it from weird angles.
Oh fuck me! I love this. God, I love this fight. I love this fight.
Yeah.
He's fighting the only style he can to win this fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing the only style that'll fit to win this fight. He can't outbox Matias.
It's not that. It's that when he was jabbing his way in, you getting Matias to cover up because he covering up for the jab. You can sneak in the body shots and then throw the rest of the shit. If you just gonna walk to the motherfucker, all right, bro, you do that shit.
I think Matias has a much better inside game.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, look at the cycle of boxer puncher versus pure boxer versus pure boxer versus fucking boxer puncher. You know what I mean? Like
pressure fighters.
Yeah, Ponce, like it's risky, but what I'm saying is the approach he's taking is the only chance he has to win, and he's sticking to it. You got to respect that.
He's gonna get.
What were you gonna say? What was Leo gonna say?
Nope, Julius, you saw what happened in the second round. He was trying to set up them at middle range with the jab, and he got clipped with two left hooks. So I don't think he wants to stay in the middle range, set punches with his jab.
Yo,
trying to
Matias is better on the inside than Ponce, man. He's getting
Yo.
off
That's what I'm
shit.
saying, bro.
Yo,
Matias is hitting
y'all,
him right
y'all,
now.
these two were made.
Defense on the
These two were
inside is
made
a
for each
lot
other.
better than
These
I
two were
thought.
made for each other, man. Like
Matias
really.
is letting his hands go.
Shout out to Apocalypto. Just want to say I enjoy your work. I enjoy your super chat, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Lady Chen in the building. Están peleando en bolsillo. Ya tú sabes,
Hola,
niña.
Chan. ¿Qué pasó, loca?
Tú sabes,
Now,
niña. Se están matando.
can Teofimo Lopez deal with that type of volume from
I
Ponce?
told you, I don't think he can beat either of these guys. I'm not, and that's not a knock on him. It's just that he was big for lightweight. He not big for no damn 140.
And on top of that, Jules, these are grown men.
Yeah, he would get the dog shit beat out of him by the fourth round. He
So
wouldn't
do you
survive
think
4 rounds.
Top Rank is gonna allow him to have like 136-pound fights?
Nah, I think that what the play they want is for him to perhaps steal a decision from Taylor so they can set up a fight between him and Haney. That's what I think is the play.
Oh my God! Did he compare Ponce to Diego Corrales right now? And
what?
He said this reminds him of the Castillo fight.
Yeah, I can see. No, I can see that. Because,
Oh yeah, yeah, a little bit.
yeah, like it's because of the aesthetic. It's because of the aesthetic that they going at it. They going ham.
And Ponce looks like Castillo in that matter. I get it.
Well, Ponce is going to be
We don't have
taking
a
a lot of
knockdown yet.
damage. If you look at Matias, he's right down the middle. A lot of his punches, and Ponce is always out, unless he throws those uppercuts.
Mm-hmm. Ponce's body's hurting, man. He's not liking them shots.
Oh,
look
shit.
at him.
Oh, shit. Watch out.
Oh, yo.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Told you don't stand in front of this guy, man.
Oh man, this page.
I don't need to score this, but this is not going the distance.
No, it's not. Don't even bother.
This is not going. I don't need to score this fight.
We're only in the fourth, so this can't go. This can't go.
This rounds 3 and 4 are too close anyway, man. Like, what the fuck?
They auto.
How do you even?
Hey, this is gonna go to distance because they're gonna be both tired.
Oh shit!
Damn!
He took it.
Wow.
He took it. Nonito, who's the toughest fighter that just kept coming? That he might have kicked his ass, but like whoa,
Juarez. She's the Juarez. That motherfucker, I dropped him like 3 or 4 times and just kept coming in. It was crazy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's got to be kind of like a little disheartening when you're dropping him multiple times and he keeps coming
Yo,
back.
this is a fight of the year contender so far. I don't give a shit.
I said that. I think this gonna be a good ass fight, bro. Like, cause I know they both throw. They both like to throw, but I just don't think. Look, God bless the dead Maxim Dadashev. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. You don't stand in front of this guy, bro. Son. You better find another way to do it because this dude got bricks in them gloves, bro.
And he's smart too. Like he's actually catching a lot of shit on the inside and firing off really well.
Liam's got a question for you in a super chat.
Let me see. Shout out to Legacy Warrior for the super sticker. Liam says, will Haney stay with Top Rank after the Loma fight? I would say yes, because even though Matchroom has good options for him, there's no world titles over there for him to fight for. If Lopez pulls it off, I think that increases the chances of Haney staying with Top Rank because then they can make that fight. If you go to Matchroom, if you beat Loma and you go to Matchroom, what belt you gonna fight for? It's fighters over there, but no belts. Yo, Ponce is a tough dude, bro.
He is. These Argentines, man.
Piece of doodle would have slid out my trunks. He is a tough dude, bro.
Yeah, nobody wants to stand there and get hit like that, especially by that dude.
Dude, look at Jeremias Ponce's face. This is the 12th round?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he's in trouble, man.
I'm telling you, it ain't gonna go. Nah, it ain't gonna go to this.
Nonito, I got a question for you real quick. Nonito, how was fighting against that Raymart, that really young kid? He came in with 24 wins. The only person he lost to, I think he's probably only about 24 when you fought him. Do you have any insight on that fight? I felt like in my opinion, he fought really well early on against you, and then I mean, obviously you dropped him. But you give a little feedback about that facing him.
I mean, it was like everything else, they only look for that left hook. So if I come up with a different style, they just don't know what to do because they've only kind of studied me on how I've looked on all my other fights.
So do you feel like does he have a future at all? Because he hasn't fought since he fought you in 2021. So I mean, it was hyped up, pretty well. But I think he hung in there the first couple rounds with you, and obviously was lights out after the fact.
Well, I'm gonna have my trainer answer that for you.
You're asking about Gaballo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Raymart. I really enjoyed watching that fight, and he was, a young kid, obviously, with a great record. I was just really curious if you think there's any sort of future. He hasn't fought since he fought Nonito. I was just curious how he fell off the map afterwards.
So in the last couple days, what happened is that so Raymart Gaballo, Nonito's fighting for the vacant. Raymart is supposed to fight the Thailand guy who lost to Jason Maloney. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah, so that guy, he's in line to fight for Eliminator.
Oh shit, he's down.
Oh
shut!
Who's
that
down?
was a slip.
No,
no, he's counting it.
Stand in front of this guy.
He's down. Shit, he's
Who's down?
Damn.
Grab asses.
Super's gonna get him now. He gonna go after him now.
Yeah, but there's only 2 seconds left.
Fuck, damn. Oh.
Yo, I told Drew, I fucking told you, bro. This dude is not for the grab assing. You don't play with Subriel Matias, bro. You better get you a Puerto Rican flag, you motherfucker.
Regis Pro Grade starches that chunk.
I do
Okay,
agree
wait,
with that.
who was I talking to? I forgot.
You're talking to Villain, me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So real quickly before the next round. So in the last couple of days, we found out that Nonito's dad is training Gaballo, and Nonito's dad challenged Nonito and said, "I'm training Raymart to beat you and teach you a lesson."
Oh wow.
So,
Man,
yeah, I didn't want to get into that because I saw about that, but I was like, I didn't want to fan that flame because I saw people posting about it, but
Yeah, I saw the other stuff too, man. God bless you.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, man. It's messed up. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's so wrong, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, life is something that it's never perfect, man. So they stopped the fight.
What?
They stopped it.
What?
Oh wow.
Yo,
listen.
Wow.
Listen. Can I tell you something? We all know why they stopped this fight.
Yeah.
I had Matias up 4-1. Like he was beating the shit.
Holy crap! That was just 5 rounds, wasn't it?
You don't. I'm telling you, you do not. It was the Maxim Dadashev fight was not dissimilar from this. That he looked like he's all right. He wants to keep going out there, and little does everybody know he's got a fucking brain bleed. You do not. I'm telling you, you don't play with this guy, bro.
That's how boxers die, man. They end up getting strokes from a brain.
That's how this. I remember this shit. That's how the shit happened, and you never would have thought. And then when he got out the ring, he kept throwing up all that shit. Like
fell into a coma, all that, everything. Yeah.
All that shit.
How old is Ponce?
26. He's 26.
Oh yeah, you don't want that's the thing is that some people want them to keep going. I remember Tyson Marquez was one of them that Nonito fought in Puerto Rico, and once Nonito dropped him, they stopped the fight, and they're like, why'd you stop the fight? He could have still continued, and his corner was like, he's still young. Like, why are we gonna continue to get him, damaged in that ring?
Lift the fight another day.
But hey, shout out to Jeremiah. He came to fight, man.
No, he did. But the shit is that
there's mad respect.
The only guy that I give reasonable odds to beat Subriel Matias, the only guy who has the power and the skill to offset him is Regis.
Regis Prograrius.
That's it. Because Regis don't just stand there and trade. He rolling counter, slipping counter. He has the style to beat this guy, and he has the power to beat this guy. But you can't just stand in front of this guy letting him hit you like that. That's what you can't do.
I think that's a 50-50 fight, man. Y'all tripping.
No, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I feel I would go with Regis on that one. But it is a 50-50 fight. I ain't gonna bullshit you.
Yeah, but see, the good thing is Regis ain't afraid to fight anybody and lose. I mean, he said it himself. He won't win, lose, or whatever. He wants to fight the best.
I'm just telling you that I don't think for a second that unless the winner of Romero Puello is Puello, they're not putting Rolly in there with this fucking guy, bro. I'm telling you.
They better not, man. Rolly will end up in the hospital.
I'm telling you that they not gonna put him in there with this guy, bro. Like, ain't no unless that Puyo guy appoints him, that shit don't happen, bro.
Dude, Rolly get murdered by this guy, man. Don't let him in there with him.
I mean, you guys are forgetting what PBC stands for: protecting boxers constantly. So you're not going to see that fight.
Yep. By the way, I'd like to quote the announcer for Hagler Hearns. It didn't go very long, but it was a beauty.
Bro, was that Emmanuel Rodriguez in Matias's corner?
That was.
Yeah, that's what Nonito said.
It was him.
I was like, I said the same thing. I go, why does he look familiar? He goes, that's Manny Rodriguez. And I was like, no, it's not. And he's like, yes, it is. I was like, why is he so? I said, why is he so fat? I was like, what happened?
They support his Puerto Rican countrymen, man. They try and get them belts. They got one IBF champion. I do think Emmanuel is going to become IBF champion at bantam. I do think that. I see that.
Yeah, this dude is dangerous, man. Super real fuck, man.
Oh yeah, bro. That dude is.
His defense is actually pretty good on the
His inside game is good, but I like Regis's a little better because this guy's inside game is mostly offense. It's focused on offense.
His offense is his defense.
Nah, because he catches a lot of shit.
Wow, he's coming forward and trying to hit you though.
I will admit he got off to a bad start in this, but he slowly took it over.
The only thing with Regis, I think he's the more technically skilled boxer, but he does get into firefights. Like if he fights Subriel the same way that he fights Josh Taylor, that's gonna be another fucking close fight.
Bro, somebody, man, oh my god, if they made that fight.
What fight? Which one?
Fucking Regis versus this fucking guy, bro. This fucking guy's an animal, bro. Ain't nobody gonna want to fight Subriel, bro.
Nope.
They ain't gonna fight him, bro.
No.
No, don't nobody want to have to deal with that shit, bro.
Except Regis. Regis will fight.
Bro, that's like getting into a fist fight on the train, bro. It ain't no goddamn room to breathe. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. We can fight when we get to our stop, bro.
I think Richardson Hitchens would fight him, and he's going the IBF route.
Hey, Nonito, have you been watching any bare knuckle fights lately?
No, I haven't really seen any of those. I mean, just highlights and stuff like that.
They've been having some good ones lately. Austin Trout's fighting bare knuckle now.
Yeah, Austin was telling me.
Subida Matida just made history, bro. He just thanked God, his family, and he didn't thank the Al Heyman.
He'll never fight again.
You don't thank Al Heyman until the check clear, bro. That's where it's at right now, bro. That's where it's at right now, bro. I think you when the check clear, Al. Shit.
That's hilarious.
Getting fucking crazy. Liam asks, can Haney force the WBO championship on any network? That he can do. If he petitions for WBO super champion status, the winner of that fight has to fight him. They have to. But because I anticipate he's not going anywhere, I think he's going to stay at Top Rank. I don't think he's going to leave. He probably won't even have to. Liam also asks, Richardson Hitchens is my pick of the 140 crop. He beats Regis in my opinion. However, it will be difficult for him to get any of the champions in the ring. I disagree with that.
I disagree too.
I would say that Richardson Hitchens won't be ready for somebody like Regis for another 2 to 3 fights, which could be upwards of a year. If they fought next, I would pick Regis confidently to outwork him because once he get a whiff of that power, he ain't gonna want to throw. All right.
The only thing with Richardson is I think he'd fight Matias because he's like that type of guy, but I just don't know about his power. Like,
I don't think he has the style for it.
Great boxer though.
No, I like him, but
like skills wise, he
don't have this like if it's Richardson Hitchens and Gary Antoine Russell or somebody like that, okay, he win them fights. Not this guy. This guy's gonna crowd you. He's gonna pressure you. He's not gonna cooperate with none of the shit you try and do.
Hey, Jules, nice boxing at 68 says, how about Antoine Russell versus Matias?
What okay? So I wanted to ask you about this because I heard that he was supposed to fight Puello, and I guess his team thought he wasn't ready yet. So
I heard that same shit. Yeah, and
honestly, I don't blame them though, because like with Gary, I don't see it with him, man. Like all I see is a bunch of first round knockouts, and then he had a tough time against Francis, and Loki kind of got a gift.
To be real, they're rushing these guys into these titles. I don't see a champion yet. And Gary Antoine, that don't mean he's not a good fighter, but I don't see a champion yet. What I saw in that Postol fight, didn't really like it.
Right.
Didn't really.
Bro, nah, but Matias is gonna run through Alberto Puello, man. Like, you ever see those videos of like a grizzly bear chasing a fucking deer or some shit? Like,
that's exactly what, because Puello don't throw it. Like, that's why I said that Regis has the style. Regis has the right balance of offense and defense. That I'm not just gonna let you hit me with all this shit, and I'm gonna counter you in between the shots. And because you don't see those punches, they're going to hurt more than yours. They're going to hurt more than yours are hurting me because I'm rolling and riding your shots. You just there for my shits trying to get close to me. Anything other than that, guy loses, bro. Matias is not a game, bro.
Well, Gary Antoine Russell was looking invincible early on, but those were lower level opponents. But when he stepped up, it was a much different story.
Yeah, but I don't.
Gary Antoine Russell lost his last fight, right?
No, he didn't. He's still undefeated.
No, we talking about 140 Gary Russell, not the one that was at 118.
Not the small one. Yeah,
not the small one.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, well, Victor Ponce
is that you can't fault him because that early in the kid's career, like he don't have a lot of fights. So it's like, well, yeah, he gonna look good first couple of fights. You got to give him a little bit of time, which is why I'm like, I don't see a champion yet. Maybe later. But I don't.
But Joe was funny is Victor Postal made him look ordinary. You remember, and they had to actually.
Yeah, but Victor Postal makes everybody look ordinary. He made fucking Josh Taylor look ordinary. He made Jose Ramirez look ordinary. Like
except two.
Bro, Bud beat him. Bud like 120, 110 his ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Terrence Crawford, bro. He not a motherfucking game out here, bro.
He did.
Bro, Subriel's last 3 fights have been stoppages by way of corner retirement. That's
crazy.
No, that's not. You know exactly why. They see how it's going, and they're like, "Yo, do we really want to keep sending them out there for 3, 4, 5?" No, because they got that same fight is on their mind. Like, nah, we not going. This ain't gonna be.
This man just puts fear in trainers' hearts.
JumpTube says the IBF has Catterall at rated at number 3.
Catterall's not gonna fight him, bro. He's in talks to fight Regis.
Yep, and I'll take that fight. I'll take that one.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I will, because I think Regis whoops his ass, man.
Yeah. And the good thing with Regis is he'll cold stop you. And I know that sounds funny, but it's like it's better that he stop you suddenly than for you to go in there round 8, round 9, round 10. You're taking punches.
Y'all know he's the first one to legitimately stop Jose Cepeda.
Yeah.
He was the
Hey, Nonito, I got a question for you. How do you see Taylor and Lopez playing out?
I think Taylor's boxing ability or his like his jab and straight and all that stuff is right down the middle, while Lopez is trying to aim for some big shots. And I think that Taylor is going to be dominating in that way by breaking him down, going right down the middle, while Lopez is trying to load up for that big shots. I mean, that's how granted that the Kambosos fight was he was supposedly at his best, but Kambosos was going right down the middle, and even the overhand got him too. But I think that the ability that Taylor and his discipline in throwing those jabs and straight right down the middle, I think that's gonna offset a lot of the power that's coming from Teofimo.
Yeah, because he does load. That's the caveat with him. He's a good counterpuncher. He is, but he loads up. He and that half a second that you giving away, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah,
get hit. Trying to load up that shot.
Yeah, especially you got somebody who's throwing jabs. Not just one jab, but he throws multiple jabs.
Shout out to Broadway Joe, who's there covering, doing a good job. Artman didn't show up. After talking
Shout out to not having your volume turned up all the way so I don't get in trouble. Thank you.
My bad. Naga, Artman was talking crazy to Joel like he was Ron Boy, and he's nowhere to be found.
Bro, Artman is a kid, bro.
In his own city.
he's a kid, he's that kid. Like, I know he's not from my city, but he's like that kid that lives on Riverside Drive. You don't be on the Ave where the people at. You down there where the park is, bro.
I wonder if he secretly hangs out with Southpaw, man.
Nah, bro. He's a homebody. Like, for real, like he remind me of a lot of homebodies when I was a kid. Like, yo, you just talk all that fly shit.
They live in the same halfway house.
From the same group home, B. From the same group home. Like, that's a kid, bro. Like, I think he still live with his dad or some shit. Like, that's why it don't make sense to be mean to him. He's a child, bro. Like,
Southpaw is his
Hey
dad.
man, we gotta start a GoFundMe for Virtuoso to get a new phone, man. Because
nah, bro, get a laptop.
He's having problems with that shit, man.
yeah, laptops don't cost much anymore. They doing another Waco? Oh, this is the Waco from before. I seen this shit.
No, it says the aftermath.
I remember this shit. Waco was some shit. I can't believe that shit really happened, bro. Life is crazy, bro.
David Koresh was wilding.
Bro, he's like Jesus or some shit with a flannel shirt. It's like flannel shirt Jesus, bro.
Hey, he had enough guns in there though to get the ATF's attention.
Shit. But remember, it's like not that. Well, I'm not gonna say not that long ago. It doesn't seem that long ago for me because we're fucking old. But yo, the cops, they used to have a lot of shit. Remember the shit in LA? They had to come out with special weapons and tactics because they was draped head to toe in Kevlar. Just two guys draped head to toe in Kevlar.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
What are you talking about when they had that bank robbery in LA?
when they had the standoff.
Oh, them dudes
in LA.
because them dudes had military Kevlar and AK-47s.
And modified weapons. They modified.
Then regular squad cop dudes wasn't ready for all that.
Motherfuckers was showing up with Charles Bronson guns and shit and 6-shooters. Hey, yo, we need bigger guns, bro.
I know there's episodes of Baywatch where they had dudes trying to defend guys had automatic weapons.
Bro, Mitch would take out the red shit and black bullets with that shit. I'm like, yo, what kind of lifeguards are these, bro? You taking gunfire at the beach? Oh my god, that show was so crazy. I'm like, yo, they must pay Mitch a lot of fucking money to be a lifeguard and a cop at the same time. Y'all here solving crimes and shit.
I wasn't aware lifeguards could be cops.
Bro, only in Baywatch, bro. Like what kind of show is this? Y'all fighting crime? Y'all fighting ghosts? Y'all saving people in the water? That shit was crazy, bro. Well, on that note, gentlemen, the prediction stuck. Drew, the prediction stuck. I motherfucking told you. Motherfucking told you.
Well,
Ponce could have gotten knocked unconscious.
By the way, Jules,
and Drew would
I
be
was
like early
undecided.
stoppage.
I was undecided, so I flipped the coin. You know what it was? You know what it landed on?
Matias.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
No,
we need to
dude,
get
we talked about
Virtuoso
this,
some
though.
help.
We're
over
like, yeah,
here.
he's too tough for his own good.
He is.
I had
But
Ponce.
we'll be on here tomorrow, fellas, for the super fight in Dubai,
The
baby.
super fight for the greatest fight of all time.
Let's get some predictions. Let's get some predictions going, fellas.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest about what I think. I've made up my mind. I have made up my mind. I want Jake Paul to win, but logically, you got to give it to Tommy. He just needs to show a good jab, and that'll pretty much control
Offset
the
Jake,
fight.
pretty much, yeah.
All you really need is a good jab to beat Jake.
He's got
That's it.
longer reach, so.
And if
yeah.
you keep it in his face, he won't get to throw the right hand. Just keep the jab working.
I'm gonna go
Tommy
out on a
can do
limb.
that.
I'll say Fury by stoppage.
You think he's gonna stop him?
Yeah, I'll just say that just to say it.
Okay. So you don't really believe that, though, but you're just saying it.
I think it's possible. Like I
Well,
literally,
yeah.
I don't know where. I guess people just hate Tommy Fury, but I just can't for the life of me figure out why all these people are saying like, man, Jake is actually a better boxer. Like,
You know, it's because they're not correlating that Jake looked good against non-boxers, but Tommy looked bad. But those were boxers. He was boxing.
50-year-old men.
Yeah. I think Tommy's perception is like molded by the fact that people view him as a boxer, and so like they're harsher on him relative than they are Jake, because Jake is not a boxer.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's not like you need to be fucking Pernell Whitaker to beat Jake Paul. You got a good jab, you'll do the job. You'll do the business. So I will be going live for that tomorrow, gentlemen. Donaires, always a pleasure. See y'all on the next one.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Night, Rachel, Nonito.
Yeah.
Have a
Later,
good night,
guys.
Thanks for having me on, bro.